Maybe. Yep. It says we're live. It says, hello, how are you? Hi, I'm fine, doing well. How about you?
Yep. Was good live though with Reactive for their 2-year birthday.
Oh, that was awesome. Yep. Miss Donna won, dang it. What's up, Fanatic? How you doing, man? Getting on here, going to do a little bit of body work maybe on this old thing. I'm getting ready to I'm probably going to give this, probably do this as a giveaway on the channel because I'm not a Chevy guy and it's a hard body. Cat Eye Chevrolet. You can have it as cab only, or I've got the bed too. It'll be painted and rust. Oh, damn it. Rustified, weathered, whatever. By the time I get done.
Yeah.
Oh, damn hairs. Mustache hairs fight nose hairs. Nose hairs fight mustache hairs. Hairs get in my mouth and don't want to leave. Like, damn. Yeah. But I've already did a lot of the rust stuff under here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's rust holes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Body work been done through here. A little bit on the fender. I didn't do that. I got this in on trade. But I've got it set up with a mount for Gen 7 actually, to where it'll mount to the top of the cage of the Gen 7 on the motor cage mount, and it'll roll back. That's if you don't put a bed on it. But I do have the bed. I'll show you that here in a second. But 7:30 snuck up on me real quick. What's up, Ian? There's a link there in the description, brother, if you want to jump on. So I'm going to smoke a cigarette real quick. But before I do that, the juice bottle body looks a lot better than it did. And what that is, that's just undercoat. And then I taped it off. And, it was gray underneath. I put white on there for now, but it's undercoat all the way through. And the thing is, this thing didn't even scratch up whenever I put Princess down the daggone roadway the other day on its top. It didn't even scratch the body up whatsoever. So whatever they make white grape juice bottles out of is killer for RC bottles. I mean, killer. It did very, very well. Hold on, if you can't see the link in, it's probably because you just got here, so I'll drop it again. Just hit that link, and now get off the cords, Diesel. I'm gonna put your ass out, son. What's up, John? There's old Mike. Old Mike from John's Mini Mechanics over here. I like his intros. Have you subscribed to him, Alex? John's
Not
Mini
100% sure. I've been trying to get to people.
He's in the one of the 3 or 4 groups with me and RC Dungeon, a bunch of us on Facebook, which I know you're not on social media or nothing, but
yeah,
he's got a pretty good channel, man. He does a lot of how-to and stuff like that. Hey, Miss Sabrina, how are you, ma'am? So, anybody ever been put in YouTube jail? There's somebody down there in the chat that has been, I guess. I've never been in YouTube jail. I've been in Facebook jail a bunch, but YouTube jail, I ain't been there. Look out.
Not sure.
Look out, y'all. Here he comes. Oh, God, there he is. It's Ian. Ian, Alex, Ian.
Got my Jolly Santa beard all grown in.
Yeah, man. See, you're learning. You'll get there. You'll get there one day. You'll get there one day, young man.
Yeah, mine still looks like I just got out of bed.
Yeah, here's those brushless motors I was talking to you about.
Oh,
I got 6 of them on board.
Heck yeah. Hold on there. Let me solo you out there. As soon as I figure out. There it is.
See.
There you go. Look, you're live. You're all the show now.
Oh, cool.
Can you see them again?
All right.
It was a little bit too small for me to see on the screen there. That's what she said.
Now we got the tag view I'm gonna give you,
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
and then
That's
one of these motors, one of your pickings. I got a Komodo. I got the Surpass Rockets. This one's 9,500 kilovolts though, almost 10,000.
Damn. So that would be good for like a faster faster car than what. See, because
Yeah.
I'm wanting to build a rock bouncer and a 24 scale rock bouncer.
Yeah.
So I've been
race.
talking to Eric, and we're working on one right now. You know, in between our squishy stuff between our ears about how to go about doing it. And Alex, you can back me up on this. Whenever we were on Reactives Live there a while ago, Adam was talking about not doing a bouncer out of 3D printed, wasn't he? Did you remember hearing that?
Not really. I don't
Well, Adam
remember.
was thinking that the 3D printed might be a little bit too weak, but I think if you use that PETG or PEG plus the good stuff, I think it'll actually hold up. Because I mean, you know, if you're going to make a bouncer, if it's going to be 24 scale, it's not going to be real heavy anyway. So yeah, you're going to be putting it through the shit, but it's still going to be light, you know, because it's going to be a bouncer. So I'm going to add as much horsepower and as less amount of weight that I can. You know what I mean? It seems like it's what you would do if you had a regular rock bouncer, right? Make it high horsepower and light.
Yeah.
So
Kind of. You know,
but you want the torque there too.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. You want torque, but you want wheel speed as well. And I don't know enough about tiny truck motors and stuff to figure out which one would be a better small motor, you know, 24 scale motor to put in like a bouncer to get some high wheel speed. Now I know that, what is it? The big block, isn't the big block the one that's the faster of the mofo motors? Okay.
Of the brushless ones,
brushed,
yeah.
yes,
Or the brushed ones.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I try to stay with brush because of where they're not as hard to damage with water. Because if you all have ever seen anything on my YouTube channel or know anything about rednecks, we can't stay out of mud holes. And the deeper they are, the more we like being in them, you know? So, I mean, see, Diesel, I told you to move.
We love playing in the mud.
I love playing in mud. Hey, I like playing in mud. I hear you, Sabrina. You'll learn. I stick with these guys; they'll help us out because I'm still learning a lot too.
Yeah,
a very lot.
People might say I got experience, but I'm still learning too.
Oh, dude, hey, if you end up not being able to learn something in something that you're doing, you're too arrogant. Go back to school. You'll learn something. You know.
Yeah.
If you get a new wrinkle and squishy stuff in your brain every day, you'll never be done. What I've always heard, learn something every day. But yeah, check it out. There's the juice bottle shell. I undercoated it and then taped it off. I primered the top of it because the collar that I had underneath it. If I wouldn't have been using glass paint markers, you know, that you use on glass instead of just regular paint markers, it would have probably been okay, but it sort of looked like watercolors and it just looked worse than this anyway. But whatever they make juice bottles out of is tough as shit. I mean, I took Speed Buggy down there. She only went down the damn street like once up and once down before the tie rod come loose on it. But one of those times up and down the street, she went about 30 feet right on the top, and it didn't even scratch this stuff.
Dang.
I mean, it, you know, there's the first crack sound I've heard, and it did just a little bit right there, but I wasn't being easy on it, you know. So, I mean, you know, it doesn't look like a car, but hey, to keep dust and dirt and trash out of your gears. I still ain't found her regular shelf. It's around here somewhere, and it should have been right here where I'm sitting, literally right here where I'm sitting. And my damn ghost, man. I got 2 ghosts. 2 of my best friends passed away. They like stealing my shit and hiding it from me. They'll give it back to me every now and then, you know. But there's been times I lost, what was it? Oh, it was one of my main leather tools. It was my swivel knife that I used to cut the leather in with, you know, before you do your stamping and shit. Like if you're doing holsters, you know, like the old gun belts and doing all the flowering tooling and stuff. It's what you cut your outline with. And, you know, that's a pretty important tool whenever you're actually doing a lot of hand tooling leather. Well, I couldn't find it for 6 months. Walked into my bedroom one day and it was literally laying right in front of where I sat. Hadn't been there. Nobody been in my house. Nobody been in my room. My dog don't have thumbs. I'm telling you, a lot of people think I'm silly, but I'm not. Well, I am silly, but I'm not goofy about that. I mean, and the thing is, I know it was him because he told me before he passed away. Well, before he unalived himself, fucker, leave me here by myself. But it was a few weeks before that. He said, well, he said, you know, if I ever pass on, he said, don't worry, you'll know I'm around watching over you. I said, how's that? He said, because whatever the hell you had in your fucking hand, he said, it'll be gone. He said, I might give it back today, tomorrow, next year, Thursday in the 22nd year, whatever, you know. But, so, yeah. I don't know where that body went. So this is the body for now. And then I've got the, Sabrina said hi, Ian, and Nothing Stop. She's down there in the chat. There it went. Y'all see it? That thought went right out of my head.
In your brain and it just left.
Dude, they do that shit all the time. I got to get a damn gate on this thing or something so it'll hold them in. You know, don't let them out. But then I'd be afraid that it would keep all the crazy people in and not let them out whenever they want out. They get a little bit angry whenever they don't get let out of play. But yeah, this right here, man, I just couldn't figure out, you know, I was trying to figure out something to do with the day, you know, to drive that car because I want to drive it because I done got everything fixed on it. I thought, yeah, right.
Are you familiar with Lost in Space? The TV
Actually,
series?
I'm not as much as I should be, being the age that we are. I should be pretty familiar with Lost in Space, but it was one of them that I just didn't watch.
It looks like the one of their rovers that they
use. Now I do know that, and man, I wish I could find. I wish I knew where it was at. You remember the old movie Journey to the Center of the Earth that had the big drill?
Yeah.
Well, I've got that in a 64 scale.
Oh shit.
Matchbox. Yeah, it's cool as hell. I've looked them up on the internet, and I mean, there's a few out there that are in that good a shape, but not very many. I can't find it now. Of course, you know, they're not. It's not worth a whole lot, but it's pretty cool because it was made before I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, I'm doing this body here, Ian. I don't know if you saw whenever before you got on. This is that hard body that I got whenever I got my Gen 7 chassis that rust buckets on. And I'm not a Chevy guy. I just never have been, especially a cat eye guy. And so I think, well, we'll just go ahead and say it right here. Go hear it first, folks. We're doing a giveaway. First giveaway of WV Redneck RS channel. We're going to do it for our 218 subscriber video giveaway. That's how many subscribers I have. But it'll be weathered, rusted up looking, painted and everything before I do give it away. Oh man, Sabrina, you're gonna have to leave now. You talk about that Chevy crap. I mean, you know, I kid. But I'm going to do it as a giveaway. I've got the bed for it, the working tailgate. It does have headlights and taillights. They're not wired because I robbed them for a rust bucket. But you can put any LEDs in them. where it did. Yeah, right here is one of the headlights. They're all primered right now, but it's got buckets. Put them in.
Oh, cool.
No, I'm kidding, Sabrina. Dang, I was just playing. Please don't ever take anything I say to heart, y'all, because most of the time I'm just fucking with you. You'll know whenever I'm not.
Yeah.
Believe me. You'll hear me here at my dog. You can tell the difference in the voice. You know, you get the dad voice out, just the regular redneck voice. You know, but it's a cool hard body. I've got the mirrors for it as well. So you know, it'll have a bed, working tailgate. The bed floor of the bed, I'll figure it out because the guy that I got it off of, where he mounted it on the Gen 7, the shock mounting position for the shock hoops on the frame were too tall for the bed to be able to get it down to sit down low enough for him, because it looked like it looked like Bigfoot, you know, big monster truck, and you just couldn't crawl with it. So I'll have to put a bed floor back in it or leave it out if somebody wants to put it on, like I said, on a Gen 7 or whatever. But so I got to figure out a way to do this giveaway. What do you think we ought to do, Alex? What'd be the best thing to do on a giveaway? Do like a 300 subscriber, or I don't know, do a raffle like or pick a number like Adam did today, something like that. What do you think, Ian?
I think that sounds fair. The ladder.
Yeah.
Do like a
Yeah, I don't have a ladder. I don't need to climb.
Yeah. Yeah, just do
I understand. I'm kidding.
Spin wheel thing.
Yeah. That's the way Adam from Reactive Train did on his live today. And one of our Mofo family members, Miss Donna, she won the Bulldog mega bundle.
Yeah, the mega bundle.
Yeah, man, that Bulldog chassis is wicked. It's on my bucket list. I'm gonna get me one of them. I don't.
Gotta find my
As
phone
soon as the
stand.
pre-order hits the website, I'm freaking go put myself on that pre-order list.
Oh yeah. I'm going to too, I believe.
In the dark. Should have turned the light on.
Matter of fact, I'm going to step right over here by the door and smoke a cigarette real quick. Y'all can still probably hear me. Move, dude. Move now. See, what'd you hit? Quit. Go up there and lay down. I'm going to put your ass out in the pen.
Podcast.
Please, thank you. What do y'all think of the last episode of the podcast? Did you see it, Ian? I don't know if I sent it to you or not. It's on the channel, but I think it worked out pretty good. I did a little skit there at the beginning. It was goofy, but you know, you could tell it was me, but I didn't care. It was just trying to bring awareness to new folks in Facebook groups and trying to inform the old guys in the Facebook groups about, you know, look, new folks maybe aren't that savvy on socials or whatever, like I was whenever I come into the RC hobby. I didn't know what to do, so I aggravated the shit out of people in them groups. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of BS feedback from people, you know, assholes just being smart asses. Well, you know, go looking here, here, and here. Well, okay. If you'd have just said, hey, man, here's where you can find the stuff. Go ahead and look.
Yeah.
That'd been cool. Instead of people always being, you know, just smart asses like, oh, well, just throw it away or, you know, here, blah, blah. Whatever. That's like I just joined a truck RC pulling group, you know, like tractor pulls today or yesterday, and was asking some guys some stuff about it in there. And I said, look, this is what I got. What would you say is my weak point? And there was a few guys got on there and was telling me. And then one guy got on there. He said, man, he said, everything you need to know is right here in these pinned links up top. And he said, right there's all the rules that way for this year. You'll have them. I was like, thanks, man. I appreciate that, because I couldn't find the pinned comments because I wouldn't have been asking the questions if I could have. and it was in under the featured link instead of, like on a lot of groups, Ian, where it says pinned, featured, blah, blah, blah. There wasn't no pinned, it was featured. So I found it there. But I'm seriously thinking about doing a RC new guy or RC new person Facebook group, where whenever they join the group, you've got the questions that they got to answer and stuff. It's going to tell them, look, here's the pin post. This is what are the 10, 15 most asked questions. What's up, Rick? Rick's RC crawler in the house. What's going on? We got 4 in here besides us. The hell y'all? How y'all doing? And to where people don't have to go into like micro crawlers and not other than all the BS, that Facebook group and ask those stupid questions and get the veterans in there, all up in an uproar, be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, these people will have the information to know or have a place to get this information if they need it.
Veterans up in here helping everybody else out.
Yeah, and it's going to help the veterans of the groups be like, hey, there's that bicycle RC guy, Jim.
Oh, cool.
To help them be able to have a place to go and look up the information. Hey, there's that old piney bastard redneck. What's up, Jason Earl?
Is it cool?
That's my northern redneck brother.
You wouldn't mind if I sparked a cigarette, would you?
Nope. I'm getting ready to do the same thing here in a second. But have a place for new folks that's into the RC hobby to have a place where they can get a video answer to their questions. A how-to. To where they can just go into the pin post, look, say, okay, guys, I'm here to get an SCX 24. What do I need to do to modify this thing to make it go vertical uphill like I see all these other guys doing? Well, here's you a post from, say, XOK, or from me, or from Matt from 2FMRC, or from Skevy Skev, and Jim's RC and Bikes, whoever, that I can get to do it. And where I'm doing that RC New Folks podcast, what I'd like to do is get everybody that I interview to do one of those questions. That way I can post a link to their video right there in the featured links on the page. And by doing so, it'll eliminate people. It'll help eliminate some of the new people going into groups and asking those questions and then getting everybody else all butthurt, because I understand a little bit, even though I was taught to be nice to everybody, treat others as you'd be wanted to be treated, Yeah. But when you see 7 posts a day that have the same question, it does get a little bit aggravating, and I could understand that. But me still being new, like I said, I've been back into the hobby a year and 3 months, maybe, since like right before Thanksgiving last year or year before that. And I'm still learning. So, I'm still a new guy. I'll be a new guy till they quit making tiny trucks. But maybe it'll help with some of the other Facebook groups, not have to deal with it, and new people not get turned away from the hobby because of some person being a dickhead in the damn in a Facebook group whenever they were just there to ask questions.
Yeah, for real.
Best thing to do if you're a new person to RC is to get on YouTube, watch YouTube, figure out what kind of RC that you want to do, search it, and YouTube will give you the top picks of what, the most searched videos for the question that you're having. They may not always give you the best video for the question, but they'll give you the most watched, most searched, and you can go from there and figure out. And then with the RC New Folks podcast, you're getting introduced to a lot of these folks that you will be seeing on the top searches, like Evan from Derby City RC, Joe XOK, Joe Collins down there in Florida, XOK RC, Josh from Texoma RC, Skevy Skev Sliding Sideways RC, Jason's RC garage, James's RC garage. You know, these crawler guys and then these basher guys. I'm still working on a few folks. Like I said, I got Matt from 2FM RC, Adam from Reactive Terrain. Have you you've checked out Reactive Terrain, haven't you, Ian? From over across the pond? Oh, dude.
I still have yet to.
Dude, you talk about indoor crawler course, man. I'm talking true scale, realistic 1/24th, 1/18th scale crawler course. And I mean, I'm talking mud and water, all indoor. Big old hill climbs. I mean, it's beautiful, ain't it, Alex?
Holy crap.
Yep. And, you know, and some other people that are in the industry as well, like EX Lewis, you know, where he does that 3D squirting stuff, you know, getting it from sort of the manufacturer side of the RC hobby as well. Going to try to get, we'll try to get Nick or Mike Wheeler from Mofo to come in. Jim Rockwolf Designs, he's going to be on the podcast. Matter of fact, he's next up after Skevy Skev, sliding sideways. We got there.
Manufacturing side, I get you, dude. I got 12 of these made. The link riser kits for the SCX 24.
Yeah.
I got 12 of these custom made from China. One of my contacts, VGRC.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's from the same manufacturer plant as Hobby Plus, Fear Attack, and
I was going to say VGR. Yeah, what you said.
VGR.
Yeah, I think they are right there in with the Hobby Plus and stuff. Yeah, words not coming out.
They're made of brass, heavy weighted. It's got
Heck yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different mounting holes for the raising the upper links and the rear.
Right, yeah, and you know, like Goose Fab suspension sus. He swears up and down that link risers don't help. The man's got a lot of education. He's got a lot of knowledge, and he does it from 1-to-1 all the way down to scale 1/24 stuff and stuff. I understand where he's coming from, but in real world application, RC Dungeon, which co-hosts my podcast with me, has proved that link risers do work on vertical climb. Just think about it. Yes, your shots are going to be going perpendicular from the surface you're going up, okay? If you've got them set up, okay? But the link riser is going to help put forward force on that suspension because you're raising that upper link riser up, which that's making it more stiff, I guess is the word I'm looking for. That it's going to put pressure toward the front of the truck to whenever it wants to rear back up, it's still pushing forward.
Yeah, more bias towards the front.
Yeah, it's going to help with the weight bias more toward the front. And in the way that my mind works, anyway, it works. In application, it works. With PMAX. Diesel, you've been playing my tiny trucks again. He don't ever give them back. He thinks everything I got is his. I had link risers on the back of this at one time. I took one of my extra servo mounts and attached it to the back of this servo, and it's upside down, and it brought the link mount up here. And it helps going vertical. Now, I took it off because it was a pain in the butt to get it lined up and put on. Thank you, Spring. And so I just said, heck with it. I got aggravated, pissed off. You know what I mean? And just didn't put them on there. Now, it still does verticals well, but it doesn't do almost 90 degrees as well as it did. The last time that I checked this on what do they call them? Table, you know, the angle finder thing, like crawler tracks make, like Adam from Cape Coast or Cape Crawlers uses, you know, and CK4RC has, you know, where you tilt it up and it gives you, you know, your angle. And it did almost 85 degrees whenever I checked it the last time. Now, I haven't checked it lately because I just hadn't got around to it, to be honest. But I'm making me one of those setup trays or whatever the hell he calls it. I don't know what I did with it, but I made one last night. I'm getting ready to use so that I can get more scientific data out there. Yeah, degree table. Thank you. See, Jim's bicycle RCs. He knows what he's talking about.
Oh, cool. Get one too.
I got a kid with him, man, because that's really the first way that I read that. The first time I read Jim's RC and bikes, I was like, bicycle RCs. What in the world? Where do you get one of them at?
That would be cool.
Hey, man, y'all got to check him out too. He's got some good stuff on his channel, just like oh shoot, John, Manny Mechanic up there.
Well, I got some homework.
Yeah, John's Mini Mechanics, man. Y'all check him out. He's got some pretty good stuff going on too. Got some pretty good squishy stuff between his ears. It seems like he knows a little bit about what he's talking about. Anyway, a lot more than I do, I think. So go check him out if y'all get a chance. Just like Jim's RC and bike, he's got great stuff. Jason Earl, he's doing pretty good. He's been getting ready to start putting some more stuff out there. He finally hit 50 subs, and he can start going live whenever he wants to. Rex RC Crawlers, that's another one, guys. Great people to learn off of. RC Dungeon, my West Virginia brother from another mother. He's got real good content, especially on your tire prep. Like, you know, how everybody says, oh, use WD-40 or penetrating oil and soak them in it, you know, soak them. Don't soak them, a crawler tire anyway. If you want to do your race tires or basher tires, yeah, go ahead. But on a crawler tire, all you're really wanting to get soft, what he said, is you just want to get so what you want to do is get a brush, and you're just wanting to poke the top of your tread, not down in between the tread or the sidewall, because that's going to make them squishy. You don't want the sidewall squishy in. But you do want your tread to be as pliable as possible, so it'll get as much traction as you can. So the way that Dungeon started doing it, and he's got a whole video out on it that y'all need to check out, is he'll take and put him some in a cup and get him an just old cheap straw paintbrush or something. And all he does is just coats the top of that tread. He'll sit one over and he'll do another one. You know, he tries to do his tires all pretty much at one time, so he don't have to worry about hey, look there. Who is that? Who in the heck is in my daggone chat? We're gonna have to get him out of here. I'm telling you what now, boys, I'm telling you. We'll just get him out of here like this. How about that? There you go, Skev. There's the link. That's one way to get him out here, ain't it? Put him up on the daggone thing. Get him out of the chat, right?
Come on, why you want to run him out?
And this some gun right here, Mr. Kevin Hardy. I don't know if you've know who he is. Okay.
Hardy.
That's my boy right there. Sliding sideways RC. Skev. He's the reason I started doing this YouTube shit. I said, hey, going somebody that ugly can do it, I can do it. You want to jump on, Skev? Right there's the link, brother. If not, I understand. Stay back in the shadows.
Oh, man.
Good to see you, brother. I tried calling you a while ago, by the way. Put that out.
I just say the more the merrier.
That's right. Hey, and you know what? Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you very much for the compliment, Mr. Sliding Sideways. That was nice of you. There it went again. Back to my tars. Now, he takes them and he'll do a coat or so, let them sit, do a coat or so, let them sit, because try to do them all at once. That way you're not making a mess 2 or 3 or 4 different times. Now, there's a variation on what he uses that I've used on one-to-ones back whenever I'd take my truck out four-wheeling and shit. I didn't care what the body looked like. It could be muddy, dirty, all that. But by God, my wheels had to be clean. My tires had to be clean. Brake fluid. Dot 3 brake fluid. It breaks down rubber because it's petroleum based and it's a solvent based. And I saw it from whenever I was a brake mechanic at Midas, how brake fluid did the inside of your rubber hose on your brake lines. You ever seen that nasty orange, goopy, white stuff that's inside of them? That's what that's doing. Is the brake fluid itself is breaking down that rubber and causing that rubber to, quote, rust. So basically what that's doing, it's doing the same thing that the WD-40 or penetrating oil is doing on the tires, except I believe, I don't remember what I did with it. I had one tire that I'd already started, but I believe that it'll work a little bit better. But over the long run, it may be detrimental to the life of the tire. I don't know yet, so we'll have to put that on hold until I got a little bit of time to see how it does. I know it works for softening up rubber. I just don't know if it's going to tear it up like it does the inside of a brake line. But you got to think, on a brake line, you're getting that problem roughly at 50,000 miles or over. It's not something that happens real quick. So over a amount of a long period of time, that may be a little bit detrimental to the rubber. And a tip for your one-to-ones, if you're having trouble with a caliper that's sticking a lot, take that off, take the caliper off, clean it, and check those rubber lines, because that's most likely what's happened is those rubber lines have started to break down, and it's causing stuff to go downstream. So what it's done, it's caused some of that rubber to break down and get into your caliper and cause your caliper to lock up. So any of y'all that do your own mechanicing work, there's a good tip to check if you're having a problem with somebody that's got rotor sticking and shit. Caliper sticking, because that's truly a lot of the reason that calipers will go bad is because of them getting debris and junk down into the caliper and causing it to lock up. There's your new wrinkle-free squishy stuff between your ears.
Okay. But for longevity's sake, you can use Simple Green for your tires.
Yep, Simple Green works too. It cleans basically. Now, what it does to the rubber, I don't know. But Money Pit RC had some of his tips and tricks on his channel today, and that was one of them, was using the Simple Green. And it does work. That's another option. And I guess from the research that I've done, that trick for Simple Green or for the WD-40 or whatever was done by like guys like Mark Santamaria and all them that do a lot of the dirt racing and stuff back in the day, figuring out ways to make the tires back sticky again. And the Simple Green works. Simple Green, buddy, is one of the best daggone cleaners there is. It kills mold. It kills mold better than bleach, actually. A lot of people didn't know that either.
Huh, I didn't know that until now.
Yep. I used to be a mold and asbestos removal specialist here in West Virginia. Matter of fact, I was one of the only residential asbestos removal specialists in the state at one time, back in the late 90s. And West Virginia is plumb full of asbestos. I mean, it's still in our schools and everything around here.
Yeah.
The high school I went to still plumb full of it. Both my kids went there. Yeah. So good tip.
Let's get to the rustifications.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to do because I sit here and keep talking and never did smoke part of cigarettes. Let me hit part of a cigarette real quick. I'll still be here. I'll just be.
Okay.
I pointed right. The first time ever, I actually looked on camera and pointed the right direction. Woo!
That 40-20 too. Ironic.
Wow, to be a roadie for a DJ, you'd think I'd have way better cable management skills than what I have. Oh, I got to get this shed put up in this daggone backyard so I can get all this shit out of my room. Hold on for a second.
All right. So nothing stock 83. What scale RCs?
About that, my drawers was falling off. I didn't want to move it.
24th is all I mess with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got into the 24 scale crawlers because I brought my kids to a hobby shop one day. My 13-year-old was like, I want to look into that, and kind of ran with it.
Hell yeah.
So he said he thinks about me calling him
almost
knockout.
every, indoors, outdoors, all that.
Yeah.
Pretty versatile.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it because it kind of sort of keeps me into my roots a little bit because I'm from Louisiana. I've helped build rock crawlers and mud trucks and stuff like that.
Burnout trucks.
Hell yeah.
Burnout trucks and race cars wasn't until I got to Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I was in Louisiana, everything was off-roading 4x4. Nobody knew what a two-wheel drive vehicle was. Nobody knew what a car was.
Really?
It's like here in West Virginia, man. It's all four-wheel drive trucks and dirt track cars. We got a lot of late model guys around here. I don't know if any of you all, the Earnhardt family, of course. Kerry Earnhardt, Dale Jr. half brother. He's older than Dale. He lived here in West Virginia for a long time. Matter of fact, he might still live here. He raced for Terramite, which is a mini backhoe manufacturer, used to be around here. And he raced for them for a while. It's pretty cool stuff. And a feller by the name of Stevie Lucas grew up driving dirt track cars and shit around here. But he actually tried to break into the ARCA series. He ran ARCA for a little while, but his driving style was a little bit too dirt tracky for the paved course. He liked to bump and grind a little bit more than they liked in the ARCA, so he decided he would get out of that and come back to the late models.
This is the little car my son wanted that got me into the little 24 scales.
See, Skevy Skev. Alex has got daggone P-Max too.
On it, man. That's the one.
Kev gives me hell about my damn P-Max.
Yeah, but even Kev will tell you he probably looks at mine a little bit more than he looks at yours because I do have the Mofo double dragon chassis rails that he likes.
Oh.
Hey, that double dragon chassis is badass. I mean, whenever Nick made that, he made a good one. You know what I mean? But that old man over at the mustache over at Mofo, he's pretty good at what he does. And that double dragon frame chassis is wicked.
Yeah.
So
I also like the UAS, the ugliest fucks.
yeah, I know, Kev. Damn it, but he's got it in his hand right now. See, I knew he was back there in the shadow somewhere. What? Hold on here. Here. Tell Uncle Skev hi. Say here. You won't talk to me on your lives, damn it. I'll talk to you on here. See? He said hi, Skev. See, Skev's on nerves. Alex, Ian. Yep.
There's
Yeah,
a butt.
I know. All right, now go lay down before I kick you in your furry ball.
Just
No,
chill.
listen to him. He matter in hell. He got to be center of attention all the time. Buddy, I'm telling you what, though, if I'm on the phone with Alex or if I'm on the phone with Skev or one of us is on a live or something, we're talking over the internet, Diesel hears either one of their voices or Jason Earl's voice, and he's, pow, he's like, hey, they're my dad's brothers. Here, talk to him. Yeah. Yeah, he sat here and whined the other day, Kev, for probably 10 minutes while you was on that live, and I was going, Kev, would you say hi to this damn dog so he'll shut up? And you never did hear me. It was whenever you and Jason was back there working on one of your rigs. And he aggravated me to death, didn't he, Alex? But all right. Well, I didn't get this done the way I wanted to quick enough. I was wanting to get it down. So what I'll do is I got to plug in the damn soldering iron. But what I do on the rust to make like rust bubble holes and holes and stuff like that, I use a soldering iron.
Whoa.
And I heat the plastic up or a mini torch. And it works real well. See that body work looks like right there?
Yeah.
I heated that up from the inside and pushed it out a little bit. And on these holes right here,
Yeah.
actually I drilled this one out. And that one. But then I started heating them up and pushing them out. You can see how it's got some pieces, right, like it's jagged, like a regular rust hole in a quarter panel would be.
Yeah.
And that'll let you get your texture, your depth. And then I use RC Dungeon at 24 yips combined using the glue and the paint to make another little bit more texture. Just take regular hobby glue, or Elmer's, and mix your paint up in it. And you want to use a dauber brush, which a dauber paintbrush is one of the ones that are mostly they're usually round and flat on the end of them. And that's to get you some texture. That's how I got.
I see you.
See how it's in there. I use that glue and put it on heavy, and then I let it go down let it dry for, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes to where it's not totally set up, but it's got that little skin on top of it, like on top of milk.
Just tap over.
And just tap over it, and that'll help you get the depth of, like, say this is rust and Bondo and all that, it'll get you your layer depth. And it works out real well. Now the rust, I use paint. Now you can use that Tamiya weathering stuff. Works real well. Dungeon's got a video on doing wheels on his that he uses the weathering stuff. And there's I can't remember the brand name of the stuff that he uses, but it works real well. And if you happen to get any wheels that are steel, you can use like a paint stripper or vinegar or anything like that, and it will see, it's always good to have a lady in the chat sometimes, or around in the hobby. Good idea. The gel fill-in stuff for the ladies' nails, that would work real well. And it would be super hard. Yeah, UV light gel. Yeah, my daughter used it. Yep. That's a good idea. You get bonus points, Sabrina. Because I'd have never thought of that. RC Revolution Mall on Facebook and here on YouTube. He don't have a whole lot of videos and stuff, but he does have a channel. Had an idea today, and I don't know why my redneck engineering ass never thunk of this, but everybody's always losing body clips, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real world problem.
Yep. Well, at the Dollar Tree or your local Gucci dollar store, whatever, your I for a dollar, whatever place that's got everything for a dollar, this, that, and the other. I'm going to leave that one alone, Sabrina. Uh, but the bobby pin, girls putting their hair, you know, ones you use for lockpick on TV,
Yeah.
you know, on the TV. Why didn't we ever think of that? You know, you might have to file them down a little bit for the smaller scale trucks, but
Yep.
take those. And to me, it would be a better clip because they're way more stiff than a regular body clip is, and just put you a zip tie on the end of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a question too for a lot of the scale people. Would there be any interest in having leather seat covers and leather dash pads for your scale RC? I'm a leatherman by trade. Well, was until we had that tornado and it ruined all my damn tools. But I've been trying to figure out ways to use stuff that I already know in the hobby. And leather work I've been doing since 1995, on and off. Make custom holsters, belts, horse tack, dog collars, tie your old lady up and go fishing, straps, whatever, you know. Yeah. Old lady says, tie me up, do whatever you want. Well, you tie a bitch up and you go fishing. That's a redneck way, you know. But it would be scale accessory, you know, it'd be scale points if you was, you know, going to comps or whatever. And class 1, you know, you get scale points. I'm not good enough to do that yet. Now I do make floggers and other types of restraints, Sabrina. But a whip, that's too much precision to try to do for me. I'm not a precision type person, because to get a decent length bullwhip, you would have to have a full hide of leather and cut it across the grain to get the length of strips that you need. And you've got to start from roughly 3/4 of an inch at the handle end to nothing at the other end to get it to where it'll actually crack. And they have to be symmetrically dropping down in size the whole way to the end of that whip. Well, from the front of the handle to the end of the whip, so that it will be able to get the speed and the strength to make that crack and break the sound barrier on a whip. I've got some guys that I know that can make them, and they make awesome stuff. Used to do a lot of tack repair for saddles. And Jason, you going to bed, brother? Well, I don't see you before it rains, man. You know what, dude.
Maybe Pete.
Hey, I'll give you a shout.
Have a good one.
You give me a shout one tomorrow, bub. All right. Be safe. But I was just thinking, you know, custom leather dash pads, seat covers for, you know, it'd be hard to do in 24 scale, but it can be done.
118s might be a little easier. I got the Jelande 2 118s.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was meaning. You know, 24 scale is just a little small. I mean, it could be done like on the Hellbug.
I got full interiors on these. If you can see.
Yeah. Where's my mouse? You run the mouse off?
And then there's this one. Got to open it up and get the interior out. But
Yeah, that's what I was looking for there. I've got the interior for Hellbug.
Yeah, the Jelande 2 RC 4-wheel drive rigs. D90.
They all have interiors in them, don't they?
Scout.
Oh, okay, Jason. Be safe, brother. That's sweet. I like that.
Well,
It was.
I see having camel collared leather interior for that would be pretty cool. Wouldn't it?
Yeah. It was.
Wonder if there'd be a market for that. I mean, hell, there's a market for daggone tiny truck. I can't show you if I'm not on the screen, can I?
Yeah, those scalar RC dudes are pretty serious about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I made a set of RC or scale-ish sound system for 110 scale.
So I
It's a
have
little heavy, for a competition crawler, but it works great for a trail truck, you know. And for what I'm going to be doing with them anyway, it'll be awesome because I'm making that trailer for the stripper pole for the stripper because my driver for Rust Bucket's going to be a stripper because she's already got a disco ball and lights on the inside. Might as well pull a trailer around with a badass system and a stripper pole, right? I mean, that's what every redneck girl wants to do when they go mudding, right? Be a stripper.
yeah.
I don't know, dude. The shit that goes through my head. Hey, sometimes I let it out to play, and that just happened to be one of the cool ones. But compared to what this box was, this is the original box that these speakers were in. This
Oh shit.
is a lot of difference in the weight because, I mean, you can see that's pretty thick wood, and MDF is what I'm trying to think of. Isn't that what this shit's called? Multi-density fiberboard. Yeah, MDF. Is heavy, because it's sawdust and glue, and that's heavy shit. But you can get this little unit right here for like $25 on Amazon, probably cheaper if you look hard enough, probably AliExpress or something. But it had the Bluetooth module board. It had an 18650. Yeah, I did. And it was all plug and play. I took that thing apart and I was able to unplug both speakers, unplug the battery from the board, take it all out of the box. Now, what I used for the box, thank you, Nick from Mofo RC, to package your X15 axles in such a nice plastic box that's light. Everything fit perfectly. There's the battery. You can see the card in there, and you can see the back of both speakers.
Oh shit.
Fit perfect, dude. I was sitting here, me and Jason Earl was just messing around one night on the daggone on the telephone and was talking, and I was trying to figure out what kind of box to use to do it with. And I just happened to look sitting over there on my RC shelf and found that box just sitting there. I was like, wait a minute. And I started checking, putting the speaker on. I was like, dude, this is going to work. So I sat there. Might have been even on a live. I don't remember. But it works. And I had to make it look somewhat like the bed that I made for Rust Bucket. This is the one, it folds up. That way I can use that cab where the cab folds and get out of the way and still fold the cab up and stuff. But I had to get it to where it was, rustic looking. So I took and I got a bunch of this little wood that said little wood too. That I had that neighbor give me a bunch of crafting stuff like a bunch of these. This is what the stripper trailer is going to be made out of. It's plywood and there's a bunch of circles. So, stripper pole, spin, whatever. But and I had that old wire stuff there, and I was like, if I do have this on the crawler and it would go roll over or something, I don't want anything poking through my damn speakers, So I just put one each underneath so it would block, hold the mesh up off the speaker, because you can, I mean, it dented it, but it didn't make it all the way to the speaker,
Mm-hmm.
and it protected it a little bit, plus made it look redneck. I had to put some redneck siding on it. There's a couple pieces fell off because I just stuck it on there New Year's Eve because I was going to that party. I've heard that once or twice. And it's actually, I think I can still get into this thing because I left the closer latches out,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't ever need to, you know, because I've got all the plugs and stuff are right there. Never have to open it up again. So try to keep it as waterproof as I can. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, it isn't nothing like Mini Beats has. Softwood, uh, pine, uh, but you know, it doesn't have the deep bass like Mini Beats gets out of his. But he's using a sub speaker. This isn't per se a sub. It's just a Bluetooth speaker. It does have some decent sound, but
Yeah.
it's oh, I forgot. I'm not on my phone. And I got a soundboard.
I could probably take this Bose thing apart.
Yeah, dude. That speaker there would probably be a little bit too big, but depending on what the size the actual speaker is in it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it will work. And I know wood. There you go.
Ginger, that's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah. There it went again. But depending on the size of the speaker, yeah, it would work a scale stuff. And probably be not hardwired. It would probably be plug and play. You know what I mean? Because it seems to me like it would be a heck of a lot easier for one of them little kids over in China putting these things together to plug in a plug and to pin a plug than it would be to solder. You know what I mean? It seems like it'd be a more efficient way of doing it because they could buy their wires pre-plugged or whatever, you know, and just plop, 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 pop, pop, fizz, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I would say that a lot of the, Bluetooth speakers are plug and play like that. And if not, it's very simple to solder if you know how to solder. If not, Matt from 2FMRC has a great video on pinning and unpinning connectors, and he recommends buying the Enjoyer wire connector kit because it's got every daggone connector you can find on a 24 scale up to
cool.
Like, I don't think it goes all the way up to 10 scale stuff, but it might have had some XT60 in there, but I can't remember. But it was mostly the smaller ones, like the what do you want? I don't like you. You smell like Fritos. JST, that's the word I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, the JST connectors, and the little white connectors. The JST's the white ones, or is that the red one?
JFT's the red, the PH 2.0 is the white, I believe.
Yeah, what the SCX 24 runs.
Let's see.
I take them off all the time anyway, but yeah, these are the JSTs right here.
Yep.
Yeah. It came with those. It came with the little 3-wire flat connector, like you see on a lot of drones and airplanes. And then yeah, the white ones like that.
I have those little adapters for every dang thing.
What about these?
Yeah. That's what I was getting ready to say. He's got it comes with the servo wire ends as well, and the 2-wire plugs for like running your auxiliary lights and stuff. You know, where you don't have to have that signal wire in there for the 3rd wire. And there was another one that Enjoyer sells it, and I know I give Enjoyer shit a lot because of that junk ass MB100 that they try to say, "Ooh, it's the best thing since sliced bread." No, it's not.
Nah.
No, it's not. Especially if you have an SCX 24 or an 18 scale that you're putting a bigger motor in and putting a higher amp servo on. It's a 20 amp ESC. Okay, that's a 10 amp upgrade from stock. But a Mofo Torque Beast, that's going to be pushing its limit of what the ESC's going to put out by just putting the Torque Beast X in. Oh, and by the way, the Torque Beast X 50 series, 30,000 RPM motor is bad ass.
Yes, it is.
Once you get an ESC, it can handle it.
Oh, there you go. Here's you a reason to hate my ex. My son.
Ooh.
Yep. MB100. Oh, you got the first version.
Yeah. The 50% reverse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the second version, the V2 or whatever, and it was 80%. I didn't like that at all. Because
This whole thing, I don't see why people are saying they need more than 50% power for reverse.
I like going
never
just
gotten in the spot where reverse didn't get me out.
because there's sometimes that you need to get in, you need to get out of a situation that you're in very quickly, and the only way to go is in rewind. I like having fast rewind.
Well, I understand that to an extent, but I mean, still, we curl this little 24 scale where it's better suited for 10th scale stuff. So we get this thing in binds, and it just freaking just pops right out of everything.
It will, but I like the speed. You know, I like being able to go full throttle in rewind because I like doing J turns and all that stuff, you know, whenever I can, but you can't really do it with the 24 scale yet, but we've got something going for that too. Man, that's what I was telling Adam about, or telling him I was going to holler at him about, Alex, was, I've told you about it too, about that little 24 scale, project that I've got going on up here between my ears, not the crawler, but the other one. And I can't really tell anybody because somebody actually tried to do it and they sort of did. It just came out the other day, but it's a full, shut up.
Hey, even my other son's car pisses people off because of having to change the 2-in-1.
Uh-huh.
That's the RC all-wheel drive 2-in-1.
Okay.
For some reason, people don't like them. I'm like, what the heck?
Hey, my suggestion for the axe, anything that you're going to have to upgrade more than 2 electronics to, and you're going to go up a bunch of sizes of like motor and servos on, is the WPL ESC. It's a 40 amp ESC and it has a 6.5 BEC in it. And it will take every bit, it'll give every bit of the power that you need for the Torque Beast X30, a Ramp Crab 6 kg servo, and a 16 scale, probably WPL C21 size servo on the front. I accidentally got the wrong size servo. So I made me a mount.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of my stuff is still stock electronics. But I mean, I think I actually have pretty good stuff because, of course, the SN18, that's awesome electronics that they have.
Now,
Never seen an issue with those.
The ESC in those stock, it's a 25 or 30 amp stock, isn't it?
Not sure.
I can't remember.
The BEC in it is 5-volt 1 amp is all I see written on the top of it.
Yeah, this one is 6.5 volt 1 amp or 5 amp. Or
1 second, I gotta go let my wife in the house.
Oh no, Megan's coming. Y'all gotta behave now. Uh-oh.
Yeah. But
Yep.
I mean, like, this one I can't show what I have in it because I can't pull it apart, but that's the Fury Tech Lizard in this.
Yeah, lizard.
Or Lizard Pro, my bad. But yeah, freaking phenomenal little control unit for everything. And then this one right here, I mean, I got the Rockwolf stuff in it. Mofo motor, Rockwolf ESC.
Right. That's what I'm going to put in this whenever I ever do get a little bit of extra money. Well, in my case, whenever something breaks, whenever I put something else in it. But for the price, this WPL ESC is $7.99 on Amazon. MB100 is what, $16.99, or if you get the combo, it's $24 for that 050 purple motor, something like that.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah, that's
like 22,
Gabe's is the
23.
MB100 with the purple Enduro
Yeah.
motor.
At one time, I think actually, whenever I got the MB100 and the purple motor was, they had it on sale for like $18.99, I believe, and that's why I got it, because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, man, you need to get this combo. You need to get this combo." Well, since about June 4th of last year until what, Alex, right after Thanksgiving, whenever I got this ESC, I've had problems with this car browning out with the servos a lot, which I didn't realize that's what it was until James RC Garage was like, "Hey man, this is what's going on." And it was, I couldn't even get it in. I couldn't even get it to back over my hand. It was so bad. That ESC was, where it was just had so much draw. And now I will say this, I had some stuff screwed up in the diffs and in the transmission that were my fault, but I fixed those problems and still had the same reoccurring problem. So it had been the ESC. It's the only thing left that it was. And I was talking to Dennis Maynard. He's in a lot of those same groups that we are in. And he was like, "Man," he said, "I guarantee that's what it is." He said, "Look," he said, "I've got this ESC laying here." He said, "That I'm not doing anything with." He said, "I don't use it. I don't have anything that I can use it in." He said, "Give me your address. I'll send it to you and see if that works."
Cool.
Okay, cool. You know, he sent it to me, dude. I plugged this son of a bitch in, and it's been running fine ever since. It runs even better now that I put that Torque Beast X in it. I've never seen styrofoam get ripped off of a course before. But I've got styrofoam. It looks like snow all over my course from where this thing's been just eating it up. Well, with these tires too, you know, I mean, these tires ain't nothing to sneeze at. You know, they're like old tractor tread.
I got a set of those, and they just grip.
And I'm telling you, dude, with the power and the torque. Hey, look, there's mini stock. He got mad at me for calling him that yet, Alex.
I don't think he pays attention to that,
He
honestly.
probably don't. No, very few people pay attention to me anyway, so I ain't worried about it. I was calling him Nothing Stock Junior, and then he said, "Wait a minute, which one are you talking about?" I said, "I don't know, whichever one was in the chat." He said, "No, that's not the Junior." I said, "Oh, okay." So I said, "Mini stock, that'll work."
There we go.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Hey,
like you call yourself,
joining us and learning some stuff, you know?
yeah, like you call yourself the redneck engineer.
Yeah.
You're just our redneck ginger.
No, I don't have any red hair. I used to whenever I was a little feller. He said, "I don't buy him." He told me, so, "See, I like him. He's just like his daddy." He just lets it go right all the way back. He don't give a shit. Just don't call him late for dinner, right, Alex? Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. You tell.
I don't know. He's still young enough to where he's got that attitude issue where if somebody crosses him stupid, he will get up in their face.
Look, don't lose that. Don't lose that.
You don't want to
Don't
lose.
let no motherfuckers push you around. And don't cuss like I do.
No, I mean, we know from experience we never lose it. We just have better control. So he just doesn't have the control and lets it get to him fast.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you got a mouse in your pocket or something? I ain't never learned no control. What's that? What's control? Only thing I've ever learned was gun control, and that's making sure you hit where you're aiming.
You know that control that kind of keeps you from blurting out something right away, and then the squishy stuff in between your ears tells you, "Hey,
you
slow
might
down."
say that.
That control.
Yeah, there's a delay. There's something wrong. There's a short there in my system or something, because sometimes there's a delay, and it just don't catch it until I get it out. "Hi, Megan. What are you cooking for dinner?" You just got home. You got to start cooking. Get in the kitchen.
Excuse me?
Hi, how you doing? Your hair looks nice.
They better. I dyed it.
Oh yeah,
It's red.
cool.
It's red.
Yeah, mine looks like shit. I don't care.
It's floofy.
It is poofy because there's a lot of that shit. It's where I got that Egyptian
for
blood
dinner.
in me. Yeah, learned all my life. I've been a fan of Ancient Aliens, Stargate, and, you know, Egyptian shit all my life. Got all these Egyptian tats up.
Nice.
Stargate symbol for Earth, step pyramid, my son and my daughter's name in hieroglyph. And my daughter goes into her senior year and has to do a genealogy paper for her final test or whatever. Come find out, we got Egyptian blood.
Whoa.
And I've always been interested in Egyptology and, you know, ancient alien mysteries and stuff like that. And come to find out that's why, because I'm Egyptian in me. Takes a hair too, I guess, you know. I had an aunt, by golly. If you ever seen one of them little Egyptian women on the documentaries and stuff, little short woman, little dark skin, dark hair, you know, long face. I mean, just straight up. She looked Egyptian. I always wondered, was like, how in the world, you know, if we're supposed to be Scots Irish, where is this dark skin and black hair coming from, you know?
Mm.
And come to find out, it's because I got a little Egyptian in me. That's pretty cool.
Who'd have known?
Yeah. I mean, heck, you know, you don't judge people by the color of their skin, no matter if God left them in the oven too long, or in my case, didn't even defrost their ass, you know? Because, I mean, I'm as white can be, but I got Egyptian in me somewhere. Guys, can you hold this down for a second, Alex? He's super whining, so I'm going to have to take him out.
I don't know if I can help you out that much now, right now.
I meant just take care of this, and y'all talk amongst yourself. Nobody get up. Don't want anybody out of their seats while I'm out of the classroom. No passing papers, no notes, no spitballs. Ian, no spitballs.
Nope, no spitballs.
I'll be right back, guys. Give me just a minute.
All right.
Wasps.
No. But yeah, no, that's all I mess with, those 24 scale stuff.
Yeah, me too, man.
I say 24 scale. Of course, you've seen I have an 18th, Cent 18.
Oh, the 18th scales are pretty close to the 24s, I find. Like the Traxxas TRX 4M or Hobby Plus CR18Ps.
Yeah.
Dude, like a lot of the same ESCs that I've seen in the brushless editions of the CR18Ps, I find the Lizard Pro.
Yeah.
Boom. That's the juice right there.
Yeah.
I found two of those. I found someone getting rid of it for $40. One of these units. Yeah, I picked it up used.
I mean, granted, I guess my 24 scale is on the larger side because it's the Power Wagon.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah,
to me, there's no freaking size difference between this 18 and this 24.
for real. There really isn't. And I found the Gladiator wheelbase for the SCX 24s matching up to 155, 156 millimeters. And that's close to the Hobby Pluses.
Well, heck, that's like the Huntsman that I have from Reactive Terrain right here.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's Gladiator front and rear links. But look how long that skid is.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
This is technically supposed to be, I guess, 24th-ish scale. But that's a 203 millimeter wheelbase.
Oh, I got one of them too. Dude, I got to show it. But it fell, and it knocked the rear links leftwards because it's metal, and now it's just cattywampus. Oh, I need a new link kit now. I'm butthurt about that.
Yeah. Let's see here.
But when it happens, it happens. When you drop something, it drops.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
I like plastic. Coming back to my plastic roots.
Oh, I do. Every time, Sabrina. He's a good boy. He just likes that French kissing. I just don't go that way. I'm an intake guy, not a kickstand guy, you know? But
yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
30 to 40 amps.
Oh, yeah? Right.
That's all you, brother.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, dude.
Problem.
seriously, like I said, I've never messed with anything brushless, and like you were saying, that I can use it brushed or brushless, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's cool as heck, man.
I'll get you the adapter wire here real quick.
All right,
Find it.
What's that?
that ESC he's giving me.
Yeah. I got 2 of these just laying around, just collecting dust.
Hey, man, I'm a hoarder also, so you know, anytime anybody's got anything extra RC that they just don't want to collect dust, I'll take it. Because if I don't use it, I'll pay it forward. You know, it's like whenever I stripped the spur gear on Rust Bucket on the Gen 7.
Yeah.
Jason Earl said here, he said, you know, give me the part number and I'll get it for you. And you know, I don't want to ask for charity or nothing like that. You know, I always try to do stuff on my own if I can. But he's like, now, he said, I ain't taking no for an answer. Tell me what part you need, damn it. Okay. Damn, you redneck more than I am.
I was getting used to
Yeah,
it.
I sent him the wrong part. I sent him the link to a Gen 8 spur gear. Or, yeah, spur gear. And whenever it got here, I was like, oh, man, that's the wrong one. He said, well, don't worry about it. He said, I'll look up the right part number and I'll send you the right one. You sure? I said, I'll take this one back up to Staples, you know, and have them send it back. He said, dude, it cost you more gas than what that thing cost to, you know, take it back up there to send it back in. He said, if you know somebody that that could use it, he said, just pay it forward. Well,
Yeah.
Ricky Wolf has got that Unimog that's in a bunch of the groups we're in. He's from right here in town by me, and I thought that he was running.
Rick Wolf?
Huh?
Ricky Wolf?
Yeah, he's got that green Unimog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a local dude right here by me. He just lives by Lake Crowfly, about 6 miles from here.
Oh shit.
And I thought he said that he was running Red Cat transmission in that. I said, I texted him right up. I had Jason Earl and I said, hold on, I'll be right back. I texted or called Ricky up and was like, hey, do you use the Gen 8 transmission in any of your trucks? He said, yeah. And he said, matter of fact, he said, I need a spur gear for one bad. I said, you do? Well, there you go, man. You know, and he was like, dude, really? I said, yeah. So I was planning on going to that comp the like 3 or 4 days after that. I said, well, hell, man. I said, I'll bring it down there to you when we get to the comp. He sat there as soon as I got there. He was waiting on me. Man, he said, thank goodness. He said, because I got to put that gear in this thing. He said, I ain't been able to run this truck for weeks. He said, you know how it is, just not have the cash to spare time, you know. And he said, I just haven't had it. He said, I love running this truck. I said, well, I like watching this daggone thing, man, you know, because that Unimog will go places. I mean, he's got it set up. And
You talked about earlier too. It's got a sold separately BEC unit. And it goes right by the motor plug. And the motor plug is 3-pin.
Well, you are crazy, but
So it's a 3-pinner down to 2 pins.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that way it converts it from brush to brushless. Okay.
Yeah, and it plugs right in.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
And then this will plug into your either V1, V3, axial SCX24, or AX24 receiver.
Well, I'm running the radio link, so it'll plug right into my regular channel then. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I'll tell you what, that's one thing that I did not like about the AX24 with 4-wheel steer is where it has the modes, you know, where you're either crab walk or you're in 4-wheel steer. I like having a selectable 4-wheel rear steer. And I was having problems. I bought the Hot RC 6T or 6T CT6A. It's the same. It's like the 8-channel transmitter that they give you with the carbon edition of the Rodardo Omni Terminator. And I was having problems with it. And I thought that was part of my problem with the reason that PMAX wouldn't back over nothing. And come to find out, it sort of was too. I mean, there was There were 4 different things that was wrong with that truck because of me being ignorant of tiny truck mechanics and electronics. And after I got all those fixed, I still couldn't get it to back up. And so the only 2 things that I had left was to change was the MB100 and go back to the stock transmitter. Well, the stock transmitter of mine had broken, and I ended up started taking it apart and was going to use the potentiometer and run it into the 3-channel on the hot RC transmitter. Well, I guess SBA, SWA, and all these, one of them has to be for a potentiometer, and the other one is for like a 3-way switch or whatever. I don't know what all those are. But thank God for Alex, because he had a SLT3 transmitter and sent it to me. And I was able to get my 4-wheel steer back and stuff, but I was still having no power and rewind.
Yeah.
And that's whenever I finally figured out how to, what the problem was. And the day that I traded off the transmitter for the Everest F&G, for the Everest 10 that I got, I traded a few other things too, but I figured out there was an adjustment. It was the throw adjustment in front of the trigger, and I had it tightened down. Hey, look there. There's an old school fella, OG Nitro, in his house. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping by the way. And the day that I traded it off, I figured out that was part of the problem, but I still didn't have enough juice. It still was barely back over my hand. It was the MB100 was the main problem of it all.
Yeah, just the ESC there.
Yeah, just not putting out enough power. Now, Joe Exocage, Joe Collins from Exocage RC, put out a video about your C rating and your maw being part of the problem about burning up servos. You're not putting out enough power instantly for those to, it'll burn up servos is what it is. If you're not putting out enough power to the ESC for the ESC to put out to the servos. It has to do with your C rating and your maw rating on the battery. It's a pretty good video. So if y'all are having any kind of problems like that, go check it out. What you got going on up there, Alex?
Just trying to test out a theory on what you was asking me about, just to see.
Okay. Alex is sort of like my tech support sometimes. I got the RT6A or the 6GS radio link transmitter, and I was trying to figure out some stuff, and I lost my damn paperwork to it or something. And I was asking Alex. He said, I don't know. He said, but I'm getting ready to get one. He said, so we'll figure it out. And he was telling me the other night how he was able to do the 4-wheel steer on these 2 momentary buttons right here. You got a momentary button here and a momentary button here. And it would switch it in between modes, where it's channel mixing remote. You could mix it in, and you just have to hit, like, I think he said this one for crab walk and then the upper one for 4-wheel steer. And I was asking him if there would be a way that where you can make a momentary switch for left and a momentary switch for right. What are you going to end up getting, Sabrina? She's placing the order for hers this week. So that's what he's talking about. He's doing. Now, I'm a redneck engineer, of course, and I couldn't work channel 3 real well for my 4-wheel steer because the pot knob was too small, because my little short stubby ass thumb just wouldn't reach up there. So I took a big old brass washer and I glued it. Hot glue loves you, by the way, to the pot cap on there, and I can reach it better now.
Cool.
And this is a thumb wheel by EX Lewis RC design.
Yeah.
That he made.
Eric Newhouse makes them.
Yes, sir. Eric Newhouse, EX Lewis Designs RC. And of course, I had to have my Sinister 24 or Sinister X24 sticker in there for my hubcap. Matt Wolf. Whoop, whoop. but this thumb steer was hitting this pot cap.
Mhm.
So PLA, if you're careful, you can heat up. Just don't get the flame too close to the plastic, or let it stay there too long, because PLA will ignite under high heat. FYI, ask me how I know.
All right, FAFO.
Because yeah, you really can't see it, but right there is burnt spot. But if you are heating up PLA, I'll go ahead and tell you, if you're heating it up, make sure that you hold it in the position that you want it in until it is cooled down, because if not, it'll get right back in the spot every time. And it's like goobers whenever it's warm. It's just easy as hell to move. So just be careful. You can do it. I'm not saying that it's the best thing that you can do or recommended thing to do, but it can be done if you need to do something like that. And there's a lot of things on this channel, and that I'll tell you that will work. It may not be the proper way, the correct way, or the way everybody else says to do it, but it will work, and it may not always be advised.
Just
go ahead and put that PSA out there.
option.
Okay, so my bad.
You can go ahead.
So how you was asking to try and single out left and right per switch?
Right. What's up,
You
Dan?
would, you would need 4 channels to do it, to program it. You'd have to use 2 channels to program for your crab walk, and you'd have to use 2 channels to program for your normal 4-wheel steer. So with only 2 channels available, you have 1 channel you set up for your crab walk, and then your other channel you set up for your normal 4-wheel steer.
Okay. See, that's what I was hoping that we would be able to figure out, would be a selectable way to do that, where I didn't have to have the modes. I would still have a selectable rear steer, to where I didn't have to go mode into modes. But thank you for figuring that out for me, Alex. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, theoretically, yeah, you're still going into modes, but the way I have this one set up,
I like it because you're not having to click through the buttons. You can hit one button for your crab walk or one button for your 4-wheel steer. That's awesome. And you're proportional.
Yeah. You see, all you have to do is just hold the momentary button. You don't have to dedicate the button to where you have to click it on and off.
You just have to hold it where it's a momentary switch. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And
info.
I mean, like, look, there's your steering. In the middle of steering, you just hit the button as the momentary, hold it, and you can automatically get it to do either which one.
Ah, okay. Okay. I got you. Okay. All right. Yeah, got new wrinkle stuff and the squishy stuff between my ears. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Because that's the one thing that I dislike about having just a regular pot controller, because it doesn't recenter. And having recenter on a rear steer is handier in pockets on this shirt. You know what I mean? Really, because that's the problem that I have with this pot, is because I've got to recenter it, and the throw is it's too much. I've got to hit it a few many times there. Oh yeah, you do, huh? I didn't know he had 4-wheel steer on his Bolt, Alex.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. OG, this is OG Nitro. This is one of EX Lewis's thumb steers. I don't know if he has them on his Etsy or not, but he can make them. He does have the file. And this one, he is specific for the 6GS radio link. It's the correct size and everything. I even used the foam off my other knob on it as well.
Oh wow.
I don't have his controller, but yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. Now I like a deadbolt. You know what I mean?
Now, his is still set up old school, because like I showed you, we have the RC all-wheel drive 2-in-1 in it. So it still runs off of the original deadbolt controller, but he's just got, he's got to do it a little bit of the hard way. He's got to go to his channel 3 little 3-position switch
Yeah.
and turn the steering whichever way he wants to turn it. So his isn't
RC 4-wheel drive transmitter too, then, right?
What's that?
I said that's using the RC 4-wheel drive transmitter as well.
The original AX4 transmitter that comes with the deadbolt.
That's the Spectrum system. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the axial system. Okay. I was going to say, because if he was running the axial system, I'd send that SLT3 back to him, but it won't work without the original hardware. Yeah, you're right, OG Nitro. I've got decent sized hands. It just, with this transmitter, it's not, like you said, it's not operator friendly. But I can still drive it. Well, it's hitting on that right now, but I can still drive it. What the hell are you hitting?
See if his system
don't love me right now. It's getting in my way. I didn't clean it off. But
so he can't operate his 4-wheel steer like everybody else, but that's that 3-position switch. He's just got to select full left.
See, that's the way that the Hot RC one was, and I sort of like that, but it's not proportional. It's full lock to full lock, but it still is selectable rear wheel steer. That's from what I've seen of a lot of those MOA teeter rigs and stuff like West Desert Wheeler and all those guys have out there on the West Coast that they run. It's a selectable 4-wheel steer instead of mode. And the reason that I like it is because there's a lot of times that you don't need it to go full lock. You want it to just go just a nudge, or you want it to go all full lock. But if you're in modes and you're in proportional, don't get me wrong, it does turn it partially. But if you're in the wrong mode, it's proportionally turning the front wheels the wrong way. Or, I can't go full lock on the front wheel and just a little bit on the rear wheel the opposite way.
Well, you see, that's why I like how I set up Gabe's with the momentaries, because you don't have to sit there and remember, let me turn this mode off and then go to this mode.
Crab mode, or
it's just as quick as,
and you're
shit, I'm in crab. I don't need to be. Let me next
get the other one. Yeah. See, and you don't have to go click, 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 or click, 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 and then do it. And that's the most aggravating part that I had. Yeah, it doesn't recenter. OG Nitro, where it's proportional, it won't recenter like that. Now, the way that Alex sets it up, you need to get with him. He has it programmed to where it does use, if you're using the 6GS, it uses this one here for one mode and this one here for the other mode, and it's momentary. So all you have to do is hold it and then turn, and it works beautifully. Now that actually you got that set up on the 4GS too, like that, right?
Yeah, Gabe's is set up on the RC 4GS.
Okay. So it will work with the RC 4GS and with the 6GS.
Yeah.
And the 8S or the new. Well, I don't know about the new 8S or not, because it's all kinds of new finagled stuff.
As long as you have 2 program mixable channels.
Okay.
And options in your menus to treat a button as a momentary instead of like a lock where you have to click it on and then click it off.
Right.
You could set it up that way.
Now,
and just have it as a momentary.
Is it SWA, SBA? Which one's the momentary? Do you remember? You don't have to look. I just wonder if you remember off your head.
The SWA and the SWD, you could set both of those up as momentaries.
Momentary, okay.
On the 4 or the 6.
Oh, yeah. Well, that I knew that there was a difference in between the SWA and the other ones. I just didn't know what they were, because where the Hot RC had that three position switch, I was going to try to put a potentiometer where that switch was. Well, it wasn't the right kind of switch to do so with, so it wouldn't have worked. Because I have watched a lot of those guys that have the hacks for doing adding a potentiometer to your remote. And that's the reason that the SLT3, after the power button that I had quit working, is why I took it apart. I was going to add it to the channel 3 of that hot RC. Well, it just didn't work because it was the wrong type of switch. It was a whichever one doesn't do momentary, because anything that has a momentary switch, you can put a potentiometer on. But if it's a 3-way switch, you can't. I do know that because it's missing wires. That's how I know. And I learned that whenever I took the SLT3 loose. What the hell's he barking at?
I would like to 4-wheel steer, but I've done that before, and I burnt out a rear servo doing that. And it was using the AX4 transmitter. And I was on channel 3, and it was full lock when I was turning it.
Yeah.
With play, it just burnt out.
Yeah,
Well,
you can't set your endpoints
you
on
have
that.
to watch that. With that, what you have to do, I learned with his, is take your rear steer servo, plug it in as if it's the front steer for some reason, and
you're right.
do your settings and all that. And I don't know exactly how it did it, but that rear steer does have a limiter on how far it turns now from messing with it that way. I'm not exactly sure what happens with it,
Right.
but it just it doesn't overextend the servo. Like once the wheels stop, the servo's not continuously pushing to try and burn itself out.
Right. LG, I didn't know if I would like having the channel 5 and 6 potentiometers up here. I believe that it actually would be easier to do with the potentiometer being up here instead of being right here on the side like this one is. But I just I went with what I thought would work better, and from what Rockwolf Jim suggested.
What is he talking about? Not one like stock 4-wheel steer. Stock 4-wheel steer still uses channel 1 and channel 3.
Well, he's
So
just
it still
talking about
uses 2 channels.
it's not mixed like a mode like on the SLT3 or the stock receiver transmitter where it's selectable steer. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you have to set this the endpoints especially. I'm glad I finally decided to look because
that's the one thing I did not do.
OG Nitro, you can run a 16 scale servo on SCX24 if you want to. You just gotta epoxy it to a modified servo mount. I took the servo mount. It was for a ramp crab servo mount, and I cut the ears off of it because I didn't want to ruin my X15 mount. And I took it and I epoxied it to the top of the X15, and it's holding for now, and it works. But it don't have the ears on it for the servo to screw into. So I was really afraid that the epoxy wasn't going to hold it. But as of 4 or 5 runs, it's, knock on wood, hasn't broke off. Let me see here. What's the channel 3 on the stock radio? Since you guys just had to set everything up to my radio and tomorrow one. Yeah. And 4 student never bought a stop. Whoa, wait a minute, somebody had moved chat on there. Right, you're right. Yeah, on the stock transmitters, you won't get independent rear steer. That's the reason with the Fly Sky or the Radio Link with the second potentiometer, you can set up a selectable rear wheel steer. That's what I want. And that's the reason that I got this. we were discussing on to see if there was a way to do it with the potentiometer or with the momentary switches instead of using the pot, because it'd be cool to be able to hit this momentary switch and hold it to go right until I needed it to, and then let off and it recenter. Or if I needed to hold this one and to go left and then let off and it recenter. I like having that recenter aspect to it, because you will notice, Nitro, about the no, you're on topic. You're just in the outfield compared to the infield a little bit, and I don't have a real good way of explaining stuff sometimes. That's the reason I have my interpreter nothing stock up here, and Ian down below, because they can interpret what comes
I'm not
out of
very good, apparently, because I kind of got lost with what LG was talking about a little bit.
Right. Well, he was, yeah, they were talking about, let me go back up here and look. He was talking about the Fly Sky and how it has a selectable rear wheel steer compared to being in mode like a stock transmitter.
Yeah, make sure it's not the GT5. Make
But
sure
that's the one that he has.
Yeah.
He has the Fly Sky GT5.
Yeah, make sure it's the Noble one.
Yeah, I've heard that one's the better of the selectable or the selections.
Because I got the GT5. It's just all buttons for
Really?
here.
The 5 and 6 up here aren't potentiometers.
Oh, they are, but I haven't been able to get it to function yet.
I'm
Not on one of those. Let me get it. I'll be right.
Crawler.
Go ahead.
Crawler. Shoot. Who am I thinking of, Alex? I was just telling you about him a while ago.
Crawler baller? No.
Crawler Canyon. Crawler Canyon.
Yeah,
He has
you talked
a
about
real
that.
good video on setting up the GT5, the Fly Sky GT5, and the Radio Link both. But he had a video out about the difference in between the Fly Sky GT5 and the Fly Sky Noble GT5, the differences in them. Pretty good information to have, yeah. He does real good with it. He does real good with explaining stuff, and I like watching his channel for informational purposes. But if I'm watching his channel for recreational purposes, I don't, because he's a dick. I'll just go ahead and say it. I don't. He's a dick. He's a lot like those assholes in the Facebook group. Jump on the new guy for asking a simple question that they don't know how to get. Crawler Canyon.
Yeah.
Great informational videos. Just his personality, my personality would clash, I believe.
Yeah.
But I was lucky enough. I got a free membership. I was gifted a membership for this month from his channel, and I've used it. We got a lot of good information. Well, he's a build guy too, but yeah, he does a lot of the unboxing and demos and stuff.
Here we go.
Want a lot of crawler stuff. Oh,
Here it is.
Okay.
Takes a LiPo battery too.
Yeah. This one does too. And now, I don't think this one takes the 18650s, but it might. I didn't look. Let me see.
Goes.
No, it doesn't, does it, Alex?
Which one?
The G6, the Radio Link 6 GS. It doesn't take an 18650 as well, does it?
No, it's just double A's or
2S or 3S, yeah.
Yeah, I think the 6 is 4S also. I'm trying to remember because I think the 4 is only 2 or 3S.
I know that I think the 6 is just goes up. The only ones I've ever seen just go up to 3S, because I don't think there's any need for 14 volts in a transmitter. You know what I mean? Well, maybe with like that one that Ian has, it has all the cool daggone digital stuff on it. Might, you know what I mean? It might be beneficial to have a 4S, but
Yeah. I don't have nothing big in mind, but I'm just using the same size battery, just a little bit more mall that comes in the Sin 18. Fit
Oh,
right into those.
750 mall battery that I bought that I used to run on the front of PMAX is what I'm running in it. I'm running the Avonic 450 50C now. It's the
okay.
same size as the stock, but it's a hell of a lot higher output battery where it's a 50C rating instead of the 25C.
I need to get a battery like what I got for Gabe's controller. Freaking
Ooh.
ProTech 2200 mall.
See, that's what I've got in Princess Speed Buggy, but it's got the other connector on it, the T plug connector, JST or JF, whatever they are. That's not the red, not this connector, but it's the red T connector for the bigger connectors.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Like for the axial SCX10s.
Yeah. And it's not the XT30s or the XT60s. You know, it's not the big one.
Yeah. I just
One of
That
these.
22 mile battery. Yeah, one of those.
Mhm.
How are you? Oh, you don't have. That's not on the one that you're running in your radio, though, right?
Right. It's what the Trailfinder 2 124 uses. I'll show you.
Okay.
Let me
But
unplug.
what's the connector on that 2200 battery you got out? Yeah, these right here. Yeah.
The 2200 is a JST connector.
Huh. I've never
Yep.
seen one that size with having these on.
Yeah, this might be something. I don't know what it's called though. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's the ones we're talking about there. But the T connector is the one like on Alex's battery is the one that I have, or that Alex showed her a second ago, is the one that I have on my 2200 mall battery, and I don't have an adapter for it to bring it down to the JST. Man, we got 7 in the house. It's been fluctuating from 7 to 9 and stuff. That's pretty cool, guys. I appreciate everybody stopping in. I really do. Appreciate all the support. And hopefully, Skev, are you still in the chat? Let me know if you are, because if you are, we need to get together to do your interview because you're next up on the podcast. Slide Sideways will be the next up on the newbie or the RC New Folks podcast. Hopefully, get it to where it'll premiere Saturday or Sunday upcoming week if we can get everything all timed in and stuff.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Hold on here. Okay, guys. They meant to have 3 Attaboy, OG Nitro. Attaboy. Redneck to near it, son. Redneck to near it. He's got a 3S battery taped to his daggone hood from his X-Max on his crawler until his battery plugs get here tomorrow.
Yeah, cool.
Attaboy.
Yep.
Attaboy.
Full Sendero.
Yeah, boy. I mean, hey, you know, you gotta learn ways to come around stuff. And if you're like me, the local hobby shops here, where we got the pit crawl zone that's run by Cobra RC, Cobra Scale RC. He has a lot of stuff, you know, for 10 scale crawlers, not so much 24 scale. And then our Ed's RC around here, they're more toward bashers and carpet buggies and stuff. And it you know, they don't carry a lot of 24 scale stuff, especially. And that's hard, you know. And if you're waiting on something, you really want to play with your truck, or if you got a comp or something and you got to wait on Amazon, or good Lord, if you had to wait on Merlarlo to send you something, you know, you'd be just SOL. And that's the only problem I have with Merlarlo. I hope that all the Merlarlos are listening, because I'm friends with a couple of them on Facebook and stuff. But Andy, if you're listening, quit doing proprietary parts. Let the aftermarket companies have some parts, please. It would help your sales out, your business plan out, and it would help all us out, especially us who live out here in the sticks.
Yeah.
You know, because the proprietary stuff, man, it with no aftermarket, it don't get me wrong, their parts are good, you know, but I'd rather have choices.
Yeah, a lot of
And
hobby towns, they don't really carry the 24s anymore. They used to, but now they don't.
right. And I don't understand that because 24 scale crawlers are the biggest genre or class of the market that's going right now, you know, because they're portable, they're small, you can run them inside, you know, you can do a lot of stuff in the wintertime inside with 24 scale cars, even if they're drifters, even. You know, you can run them in the house. And there's a lot of people that, you know, especially in the generations younger than me, you know, millennials and Gen Z and all you all guys are homebodies. You know, nobody really wants to get out and go physically exercise and trail trucks. You know, they want to build them a crawler course and stay inside, stay warm or cold. I understand that to an extent, but that's one of the biggest parts of the market right now are 24 scale cars. And hold on a minute, I'm going to end up shooting this daggone dog. He's sitting at the door whining because he's not the center of attention. I'll be right back.
All right.
Right.
Well, guys, I'm about to give my friend Nathan McCracken a Tegu ESC that I got extra hanging around, just collecting dust.
Oh,
What was that, Bub? Sorry,
I was just
I was
showing
just getting back.
everybody I was going to give you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, 18 scales they're perfect. What was that, Ian? I'm sorry.
Just for the time being when you're getting your dog in.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Would you go lay down? I swear I'm going to cut your fuzzy balls off.
I want to get you brushless.
Well, I thank you. And we'll get there. I'll get there. Thank you because of you. I've got a build that coming up that will fit perfectly in.
Yeah,
I've got a Slayer coming.
Brushed. Or yours brushed, and you're not getting the full experience.
Right. I like that. I like the slow crawl ability of a brushless. You know, where it's not as jumpy and stuff. But I'm learning very much on how to set this controller to where my throttle curve is better, to where it's not just you know, don't move, jump. Got it to where I've got the
very jumpy ones.
Yeah, I've got it figured out to where I've got the throttle curve to where it'll go nicely and smooth. It's still a little jumpy, but
yeah, a good throttle curve too.
Yeah,
notice on the brush.
And I'm learning. You know, hey, you can teach an old dog new tricks sometimes.
Hell yeah,
sometimes. But Chevy Skev has got a little something package that he's given me that's got a Texoma Slayer chassis in it, and that would be perfect for the brushless.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, because that one right there, Josh will be madder than hell at me whenever I may get four-wheel steer too, but that's the reason I got back into these things. For one was FPV, and two was four-wheel steer cheater rig, being able to climb up the side of a rock like that. You know, I thought that was cool shit. And the FPV stuff was because my grandson was born, and I wanted to mess with him and Diesel, you know, with the FPV stuff. Well, his mommy done went, got a hair in her ass, moved to Phoenix on me. So it is what it is. But that's the reason that I took that drone camera out and made an FPV unit for PMAX. I took one of those E-Sheen, like $50 drones that you see all the time advertised on Facebook stuff. It looks like a mini DJI Mavic, but it's like small.
Yeah.
I got one and I'd lost it because I wasn't thinking. I was flying it around in the backyard, you know, just around about head level and stuff. I was like, "Ooh, let's take this sucker up and let's see what it do." As soon as I take it up above the ridge vent of the house, that son of a bitch gone, son. The wind hit it. I wasn't thinking the wind was being blocked by the house. You know what I mean? And that thing didn't weigh but maybe 150 grams, if that. You know, wind catch that little thing. It took off. Well, I couldn't find it. Went around the whole neighborhood, you know, for 2 weeks. I knew pretty much where it was, but the people's house that it was at, where I thought it was, wasn't home and hadn't been home. They were like on vacation or something. Well, I ended up getting his number and got a hold of him and asked him about it. He said, "I don't see it." Like, all right, well, Mom had got it for me for helping her do something. She just bought it because she knew that I was wanting one and it was inexpensive. She pretty much got ripped off on Facebook, but oh well. She bought the replacement protection on it. Well, she went ahead and turned it in. Well, I got the other drone. They sent me a new drone. The next day after they sent me the new drone, the guy walks up, knocks on the door. I wasn't home, hands Mom my other drone. So I had 2 drones. Well, where it sat outside, something happened on the speed controller or something, and it wasn't flying right. And then I totaled the other one. So I had 2 drones with plenty of good working electronics. You know, the electronic boards were good. So I took the electronic board out, the battery out, and the camera out, all in one piece. I don't remember what I did with it. But I took it all out and made just a mini FPV camera out of it. Yeah, it's fixed position. You know, it doesn't have no head turn. You know, it doesn't have no head tracking or nothing. But to get FPV shots, not to drive FPV, it's real cool. And you can drive at FPV if you got it hooked up to your phone, you know, or computer or whatever. But you just can't. You know, you can't look left or right and not get hit by a car. You know. It's pretty cool to have a micro crawler that has FPV, you know, capabilities, and I can take it. It's all in its own little case, and I can take it and put it on. Hell, I can put it on Rust Bucket or F&G or Princess Speed Buggy or any of them, you know, if I wanted to, just by using a little hot glue. Hot glue loves you.
Yeah.
Ian's been in there and heard people giving me shit. As a matter of fact, that's about the first time we talked. We was in there. I was talking about something. I showed my truck. Somebody said something about hot glue all over it or something. And he was like, "Leave that boy alone. He's doing whatever he can to get something to work. Leave him alone, damn it." Remember that? It was something to that effect. That's how we ended up talking, I think. And
Real, something like that.
yeah, it was something. It was something, me doing something and somebody giving me shit about it. But, you know, hey, I do stuff that I can do whatever I can to make it better without buying it, because everybody nowadays is just like, I am broke. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't got the money to go out and just do whatever the heck they want to with all the time. You know, we're not all rich men north of Richmond, you know.
What's all that?
I like an 18 scale too, Jim's. I just haven't had a chance to get one. Now, to be completely honest, this is an 18 scale now by all measurements of everything except for motor and transmission size, because this is the same width wheelbase and the same wheelbase as the A18 Red Cat. The width wise and lengthwise is the exact same size. So the only difference is the motor and the transmission size in between the 24th and an 18th scale.
Yeah,
Basically.
I'm not big on using hot glue redneck, but double-sided sticky tape, I use the hell out of that for everything.
Well,
with these,
I like using double-sided sticky tape, but I've got a bad taste in my mouth from both the WL Toys ESC double-sided sticky tape and the Relarlo double-sided sticky tape. Both ESCs and both power buttons have came off both my trucks within first 20 minutes I owned them.
Dang.
That's the reason I use hot glue.
yeah. I try to make sure that I do good, you know, 3M Scotch brand at least.
Oh yeah, and 3M is about the best double-sided tape that you can get. Now I do recommend not using the clear stuff. Get the stuff that they recommend for body panels, for like trim panels on your car, because it has a way better adhesive than what the regular 3M double-sided tape does, especially the clear double-sided tape. That stuff works good.
Just not
For
good enough.
temporary fixes. And that's a lot of the problem with hot glue is after a while, it will deteriorate and come loose, especially if you're using it for like a BOA on a servo, because the servo get hot or warm up, it'll melt that glue and your battery falls off in the middle of your playing. And that's
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah. This one that I'm using now is the 1 mil thick
Yeah.
extreme hold.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Oh, Jay says, I got to roll up, I wouldn't piss on it if it was on fire. Really? Now, it may not be 3M brand nitro that I'm talking about for the car panels and trim panels, but I think it is.
I think it is.
It's the stuff I'm talking about. I used it in the car business a lot, and it held stuff on over 100 mile an hour a lot of times. It may not have, like I said, it may not have been the 3M, but that's been a bunch of medicated cigarettes ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I may not be able to remember. Oh, okay. Yours not 3M. Okay, I got you.
Heck yeah. So far, I haven't had any issues. I mean,
Yeah.
this rig right here
like on
weighs
green
like
lights. Yeah,
700 to 800 grams, and I'm holding it by the
yeah.
ESC receiver that's double-sided
He was
sticky
having
tape
a little
for
bit
the whole
of,
thing.
he's been hanging out with me a little bit too much. It looked like Nitro has been. He was having some typing errors, some typo problems there. He said his is not the 3. Okay. Yeah. And anytime I'm in a chat and typing, if it looks close to a word, that's the word I'm looking for most of the time. Just so y'all know. Because I got big old fat fingers and my phone's small and me no typo ghetto at all. Yeah, it is. It is hard to find. Now, here's another suggestion for any of y'all that ever have to patch something that needs to be waterproof. There is a roll of black tape. It's not black tape, not electrical tape, but it's a black tape. It's called zip tape. It's for zip systems in construction for your backer board that goes up against your and behind your siding. It's to seal the seams so that you have a vapor barrier and a wind barrier to your house before you put your siding on. And I put this stuff. You ever had a dog crate and the dog cracked the inside panel of the crate, you know, floppy and stuff? Well, I've repaired that plastic with it and dog pee on it and this, that, and the other, and you still can't get that shit off. I mean, it is way better than any duct tape, Gorilla Tape, anything. But you're going to pay out the ass for it if you try to go buy it at Lowe's, because it's 4 inches or so wide, and you get like a roll of, I think, 1,000 foot or something. I mean, it's a big roll. You're going to pay like $30 for a roll of this tape, but by God, you can use it underwater and it'll stick. Sort of like that Flex Seal patches, you know, that they say you can get to stick underwater. Well, this stuff works like that. It works real good. But yeah, Alex, Ann, sorry, didn't mean to fix up names there. But yeah, here's the hot glue waterproofing that I did on the ESC.
Whoa.
It isn't pretty because I was using it, I heated it up and dabbing it because I bought the small glue sticks instead of the big glue sticks that I needed for my gun.
Right.
But this right here is way better than formal coating ever, because for one, it's a it waterproofs it and it insulates it from arcing out, and that's something that I learned real quick. I accidentally burned up one of my receiver ESC combos by decasing it, and I hadn't did the hot glue to it yet, and I stuck it back in the truck. Well, one of the daggone posts on the ESC got up against one of these screws. sweet smoke everywhere. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. See, Alex. I don't remember how to. James, I don't
Yeah.
remember how to drop links in the chat. Hold on.
The quickest way I know how is go to the person's channel and go to your share, copy it to clipboard, and then once you get into the chat,
Drop it.
whenever you click to start typing, click the little clipboard emblem and post it from there.
Right. Okay. I'll try to do that here in a minute. Jim, I'm the most analog son of a gun you ever seen, by the way. So I understand Jim's RC about being old school. I'm an analog feller in this digital world, and I'm still trying to learn. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Sabrina, you checking out? You leaving? Be safe. Have fun. Stay in touch.
And maybe
I don't know who's moderators on your channel neither, because moderators can put it in for you.
Right, but that you have to do that on the YouTube side, not from StreamYard.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember they were talking about that last night on Jim's live or Skev's live one. Oh, okay.
Huh? Oh, dang. I didn't think it would be shipped already.
Yeah, but it doesn't say nothing. Just says a-
Yeah, I've got it from the YouTube side. Jim, what I'll do is I'll just hit you up with the links. I'll copy them and then come on to your channel and leave them in one of your comments on one of your videos. Mine and Alex's. Ian, do you have a YouTube?
I don't yet.
You don't yet?
Maybe
Well, I'll
I
tell you what, with the stuff that you do, you ought to get in on it, man. Because I mean, you're doing some pretty cool stuff.
thank you.
It'll you would have a channel that would go places. I was surprised that I have 218 subscribers. Jim said he just subscribed, so it'd be 219. I never figured I would go past 20 subscribers. You know what I mean? I was just doing it to mess around and play with tiny trucks, and then I got hanging out with Alex and Skev and James RC Garage and all of our Mofo family, and
Yeah.
they helped me
I
out a
have
lot.
no idea how it happened, but I don't do anything with my YouTube, and supposedly I got 24 subscribers.
Hmm.
I'm like, what the hell?
I hear you. But I'm subscribed, and I don't know if anybody else has, but I think Jason Earl subscribed to your channel too. I can't remember.
Oh, for Jason's RCs?
Huh?
For Jason's RCs?
Oh no, Jason Earl.
Oh.
He's he was in the chat here a little bit ago. I don't know if Beard is or not. Sub to Alex. I don't even know if he's subscribed to my channel or not. By the way, Beard, if you ever hear this, I need a sticker for my hood. He's got some badass stickers. It's just a one color black sticker, and it's got his face or a skull, and then it goes to a big black beard. It's wicked. It would run anybody out of your corn patch, I'll tell you that. And I've been messing with him, just telling him I needed a sticker every time I see him or anytime I'm on the internet. I make sure, Beard, I need one of them stickers. And I think that's the reason I haven't got one of them stickers yet, is because the very first time I said something about them stickers, I told him I wanted one of them with the rainbow on it, because somehow the background of that beard had a rainbow collar on it. And he said the only way that you're allowed to get these stickers if you cut the rainbow off. I told him I wasn't going to cut the rainbow off, and the only one I was going to show to anybody was one with rainbow on it. I think it might be why I ain't got a fuck beard sticker.
I think beard stickers would look good if he'd put it on that retro background, like that silver reflective kind of, that
Oh, yeah,
shows
like
a little bit
hologram
different colors in the light.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the hologram type. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few people in here that haven't
Background kind of like that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, holographic type. Yeah. There's a lot of people in here that haven't ever really got to see P-Max in her true redneck beauty. So I'll do a little bit of overview here. We'll just throw me up here on solo for a second. Give me a minute. Well, wait a minute. Wrong button, stupid. Don't kick yourself out. Okay,
There we
so
go.
I started off with base AX24. Whenever I bought the truck, I knew exactly what I was getting myself into, that I was going to have to mod the hell out of. That being said, I figured, why not? How else would you learn how to work on a truck than to buy tearing some of it apart as soon as you get it and start putting mods in?
Exactly. Mod as you go.
Right. Well, um, being as I'm not an electrical engineer or an electrician or anybody that really should be playing with stuff that'll go, there's one problem. And not understanding the way some stuff works was the other. But I took and I bought Mofo carbon fiber chassis. I bought steering link from Rant Crab. I bought knuckles from Rant Crab. And what else? That's pretty much it at first. So I took it all apart, and the first thing I did was I lost them itty bitty freaking nuts. Go back here to your upper links.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That wasn't even, I didn't even have it a day. I think I'd maybe run a pack through it before I started tearing it apart. Well, so I did all that, and my first servo went. So I took the rear servo, put it on the front, and just locked up the rear end, make it just a 2-wheel steer, regular SCX24. Well, after that, I decided that I needed a bigger motor, so I bought. This was at the same time that I decased the 2-in-1 ESC and receiver and fried it by shortening it out. Would you go lay down? Shorted it out all at the same time. So I went and got what everybody told me I needed, the hottest, new, bestest thing on the SCX24 upgrade, the MB100 and a purple motor. Well, purple motor's great. MB100 is a piece of shit, my opinion, for an AX24. Sorry about my language, mini stock, but you'll get used to it. Because if you upgrade your servos and you upgrade a motor, the 20 amp ESC, the 10 amp ESC wasn't going to hold it, 20 amp ESC wasn't going to hold it. Because I ended up buying the 6 kg Frank Crab servo. I bought the purple motor and the MB100. Well, I like the purple motor too, Jim. It's not a bad motor. It's not at all. And that you'll hear me talk bad about Enjoyer usually about one thing, and that's that damn ESC.
And MB100.
Yep. And if it wasn't for James RC Garage, I'd have never known about it, that being the problem. That's how we started figuring out the problem. But I was seeing all these guys getting this vertical stuff, and that's whenever I started watching Boom Slang suspension sus, and learning how to set up suspension geometry. And I figured out that a lot of the problem with the AX24, besides it having the vertical frame system instead of having a C-channel frame system like SCX24, is that you get torque twist from hell. What's up, Andy? How's it going, brother? And it's the same problem that you have with the Everest. With the Everest 10 and the AX10, is the vertical frame chassis and the skid plate. You don't have the shock positioning mounts that you actually need to get your suspension to do what you need it to do to get vertical. If I'm making any sense. If I'm not, Alex will try to translate here in a minute. But so what I did, I took the original AX24 frame rail and I cut it in half and I added it to the back of
Nice, Jim. I want to get one of those.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I added it from to the back top of the carbon fiber chassis to where I can move my shock position to a more vertical position. I had them out here to begin with, and it worked real well, but it really took too much flex out of it. I mean, that's not a whole lot of flex for an AX24, but it was way more stiff. That's the reason if you all ever watched any of my earlier videos, it looked like P-Max had a corn cob shoved up her ass. Really, she was stiff. Hold on. What do you want? Who? Huh? I thought the Chiefs lost. I thought the Chiefs lost. Oh, well, fuck you. I'm on a live. Jump on the live, dickhead. My son. Oh, he's a Chiefs fan. I'm a Steelers fan. The Chiefs put the Steelers out of the playoffs, so he had to come rub it in. Oh, 3-peat, 3-peat. Which that is pretty damn cool. I understand. But to get back to what I was talking about, it was too stiff. And if you look into some of the earlier videos of PMAX, you can tell it was just, there was no flex at all. So I laid them down a little bit, and that's helped out a lot. And like Ian was talking about the link risers, boom slang suspension sus swears up and down, link risers don't work. Well, through trial, error, and redneck ingenuity, I have a little bit of difference to say about that. It does work. Also, RC Dungeon, co-host of the RC New Folks podcast on YouTube and on Facebook, has proven it as well that link risers do help with vertical climb. Now, we were talking about it real early in this live while ago about how I think that it does it, and it makes sense to me. But to me, it does work. That being said, I bought a bulletproof transmission, Mofo RC. Put it together wrong the first time, where the input shaft has that gear that slides up on it over the nut, or the output shaft does. I had the nut on the wrong side I had the gear on the wrong side of that nut, basically. And so that hurt my rewind. I didn't put the O-rings in my diffs on my worm gear. So that hurt my rewind.
What's going on, Andy?
Hi.
I was just saying hi to Andy.
Oh, okay. And that was part of the problem. The MB100 was the main part of the problem, and the throw on the CT6A transmitter was part of the problem. But I had all of them fixed except for the ESC, and I was still having problems. So that's the reason I say MB100. Yeah, if you're going to run a 30 motor and just a sort of upgraded servo, you'll be okay. And they're smooth. Don't get me wrong. It runs smooth as heck. And it is very nice ESC to run, as long as you're not going to be putting any weight into these things. But I ended up stretching out my links to Gladiator rear link lowers. And I made my, now these are steel rods that I built, okay? And then I flattened the ends of them out because I didn't have any rod links, and I didn't have a tap and die or anything of such. But I wanted some extra low weight, so I made them out of that. And I took and flattened out the end, and I drilled the hole the same exact size as the 1.4 screw. And I just wallered them out a little bit, And the reason that I did that is so that the links would still be able to move. Well, to keep them to where it would still move, but have some resistance so that it weren't just flopping around, I took heat shrink. I put over the ends of it. And whenever I put them over the ends of it, I just took the screw and stuck it through the heat shrink so that it was still firm in the hole. You see what I'm saying? I basically made a rubber bushing end link, redneck style. And these have been on this truck for hell, almost a year now, because it was like 3 or 4 months into me having this truck whenever I made it. And I have not one time broke a bolt, screw, nothing. I have had to replace the heat shrink a couple times because it wore out and let it flop, but it worked. I took and used two EX Lewis design upper links that I had got off him for a chassis that I still haven't built yet for my uppers. And I ended up buying a set of axial replacement links and drive shafts. So don't ask me what length these top ones are or what length these bottom ones are because I ain't got a clue. I think these are deadbolt. I think these are glady bolt. Yeah, you're right, Jim. Exactly what I was getting at. Is it does help stretch them out. I think these are deadbolt length front lower or rear lower, but they're in the front. I ended up buying a Torque Beast 50 series Torque Beast motor. Thank you, Mini Stock. I appreciate that. And it works off. But I'll tell you what, since I was able to get a new ESC with enough power to power it, the Torque Beast X, the 50 30,000 RPM motor,
Yeah.
freaking awesome. Dude. I mean, literally with those tires, it's ripping up styrofoam off my quarter whenever it starts spinning. I mean, yeah, boy, get her done quick. It's got the Endure skid, X15 mofo axles, nylons. I've got the stock gearing from the or the AX24 in the front, and they're 50% underdriven X15 gear in the rear. Now, it's not the most optimal underdrive system in the world. It drags the back end a little bit, but I didn't accidentally do it. I did it on purpose. I put my 22% overdrive mofo overdrive gear in the front. Didn't realize that the X15s had the 50% underdrive in them stock.
Mm.
So I started driving it on a live one night, and I couldn't figure it out. I believe Alex might even remember because I think I showed him. I was like, dude, look at this thing pulling ass in. It looked like you just hit a dog on your way home from grandma's house and just popped the back of it and paralyzed it. You know how we dragging the back in? It was bad. I didn't understand why. Well, I finally put the X15 gears back in it and had it outside on the Cracker Coal Company strip mine course outside. And I got one of the wheels hung in one of them rocks. And I was used to the stock stuff, you know. Well, I had the Torque Beast 50 in it at the time. Well, it spun them brass gears inside that diff. I mean, son, made it slicker than Mayor Dick on Sunday. I mean, slick like Ian's head right there. It's slick. I mean, I wish I could find the damn gear to show you because I've never seen a gear in one of these that's ever went that smooth. I mean, it barely had little nudges on it where it used to have teeth. So I ended up putting the 20% overdrive. No, I ended up putting the stock gear back in here and leaving this 50. It does good. It's like having dig pretty much, but it drags the back end a little bit. Hey, right there's another feller from right here around me. This little feller right here is Mr. Vic Davis. I went to school with him, hung out with him, worked with him, did all kind of stuff, worked on his mommy's house for him, worked her bathtub, all kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
But he's 1/10 scale guy. He's got some pretty cool rigs. Vic, say hi to everybody. Everybody say hi to Vic.
Hello, Vic.
He served our country over across the sea and served our country up there whenever them idiots flew in planes into the big buildings up there. He's one of the first responders that went up there and helped.
Well, thank you for your service,
Yeah,
Vic.
he's a good feller. Just don't tell him because he won't be able to walk. He won't be able to hold his head up. You know, his head swell up too big. But nah, he's good people, man. Just You'll fit in around here, Vic, real well. These are all good people around here. Getting back to what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I moved my front links outboard to help with the flex, and I'm running hair bands on the front.
Okay.
But that really helped. Hey Michelle, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Lost my place again. Oh, moved my upper front links outboard to help with the flex, and I moved my upper links on the rear as well. I didn't realize I did that, but it does help with the flex a lot. But like I said, I was trying to eliminate a lot of the flex from the AX24 because that's the problem with it is you can have too much flex.
Yeah.
The torque twist will just kill you because this thing was getting like 45 degrees and it was pulling a tire, and as soon as it pulled the tire, it roll over on its back like a track horse from Dunbar. They can get that. So that's the reason that I started redneck engineering shit. I was figuring out ways that I can make my truck better without having to spend the money because, like I was saying earlier, the local shops around here, they sort of cater to what their clientele likes instead of everything. They're not like a hobby town or anything. You can't walk in them and, just be a big old store full of every part and all the stuff. And I don't like wait. I'm a very impatient person. Y'all, I'm Nathan. So I just started figuring out ways to do it myself. And the BOA was awesome. I wished I'd have thought of that way earlier. What's up, Braden? Is that one yours, Alex?
No.
Okay. Thought it might have been, but because of the weight distribution is awesome on this thing. No. Nope. I'd rather push a Ford and drive a Chevy. But
Oh,
now
you're
Vic
full of
does.
bull, redneck. If somebody gave you a Chevy, you'd drive it.
Oh, I've driven Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, Dodges, but I'd rather have a Ford.
Yeah.
Just the way I was raised. I was raised on the other side than my cousin that was real good friends with Vic. We used to sit across the river from his house and listen to his Chevrolet's rust all the time.
On a real quiet night, whenever the crickets
You can hear
stop
Chevy's
chirping,
rusting
you
all
can
over
hear
the
a Ford rust.
place. I'm telling you, you can hear him Chevy's rusting all over the place. You can't even get no sleep because they're so loud. Man, I miss Lanham, don't you, Vic? Me and him wasn't on good terms whenever he passed, but he's my blood, and I still love him. The only person besides his sister, mom, and brother on that side of the family I have anything to do with, pretty much.
Well, I
Yep.
like mine rusted like nothing other. It was a '93 Chevy Silverado extended cab long bed.
Oh yeah.
Rust
Hey,
bucket.
I just like giving Chevy guys hell because I was raised up Ford guy. They're all piece of shit when you got to work on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're all
Every one of them.
good.
Um,
So you work on
I
it.
enjoy it myself because, I had a daily driver Dodge, a Chevy as a toy, and a Ford as a work truck sitting all in the same driveway at the same time.
yeah. Yeah, and I know you was having some problems with the Chevrolet here not too long ago too with taking fuel pumps.
Oof.
Yeah, but come to find out that fuel pump was
What's that,
26 years old.
Hey, I learned how to change the daggone fuel pump in an S10 by myself real quick.
Yeah.
Hell,
Okay, go ahead, Braden. Let's lay it on us. What's Ford mean backward? Hey, I'm always up for a good joke, especially if it's cutting on anything. Like I said, they're all junk when you got to work on them.
yeah.
But I've actually got PMAX about to where I want her, and I know y'all seen the the heat shrink. That's because whenever I extended this out, I was using I don't have the exact measurements for Gladiator length, so they're a little longer. So the drive shafts that I had were just wanting to fall out. You know what I mean? It was just at the point where whenever it compressed or fully extended one, I can't remember, it would pop a drive shaft out. So I just took and put heat shrink over it where it would hold it pretty much in the same spot. You know, it wouldn't let it fall all the way out. You know, it actually works pretty well. To get more weight bias on the front of this, I put 60 grams in each front tire. 30 gram of birdshot, I mean, because it's the little pellets, and 30 gram BBs in each tire. I'm probably going to back that down to about 50 because the amount of BBs and shot that are in this wheel right now that is not put back together is less than the 60 because it is a pain in the ass to get that much volume of stuff inside these tires because they're filled up to about right there, right here. And that's a little bit much. And if you're going to be running one of these SCX 24s, AX 24s, whatever, FCX 24s, and you're going to put that much weight in them, you better have high-powered servo and you better have high-powered motor. Because if not, you're going to tear up stuff real quick. And if you're going to have that much weight, you better have in the high-powered servos, you better have a better ESC, not an MB100.
Better have a motor to back it up.
Yeah. And if you want to stay brushed, because that's one thing about a brushed motor is you can play submarine with your crawler if you want to, as long as you've got your ESC and your servos are waterproof. Because brushed motor, water's not really going to hurt it. There's a lot of guys that take and break in their brushed motors by hooking them up to a battery and putting them in water to break them in. I don't understand why. Never did try to figure out why. Don't really matter to me. But always make sure that the servos are waterproof too.
Yep.
And if you need any help on waterproofing anything, I've got a video on my channel around here somewhere that will show you how to use hot glue to waterproof your ESC and such.
I don't think the chat's listening much anymore. We got them rolling on a comparing vehicles chat.
Well, see, I have that problem. I tend to squirrel off, and then people around me squirrel off, and we're all just squirrels, just running everywhere. We can't get us in a line, and we're not ducks. But you ever try to get ducks in a row?
That's hard.
Some bitches don't ever line up and stay still. They want to go wherever the hell they want to anyway, just like squirrels.
They just do whatever.
Yeah, they just go all willy dilly and just do whatever the hell they want. Squirrel. I had a dog named Squirrel. He was a Borbal Mastiff. Oh yeah, I hear you. Now, that is something that I will say. I am a Toyota. I am a Toyota fan. Yeah, ADD, right? You're exactly right, Vic. He knows me a little bit, don't he? But I wasn't a real big Toyota fan. I like them because I've seen everybody out here on the hills and stuff running them, and they're awesome. But I started selling Toyotas. C&O Motors, love Toyota here in West Virginia, in St. Albans, West Virginia. CanDoMotors.com. It'll take you to Moses's website now. They bought that out. The largest used car dealership in the United States at the time. We were the largest Toyota dealership this side of the Mississippi. And I had to learn about all of our vehicles. I had to take them and drive them. I had to learn all the information about the vehicles. I had to learn all the information about the competitors' vehicles. And come to find out, there's more parts made in the United States on a Toyota, on almost every model of Toyota, mind you, from the United States than there are the Big Four. Most of their parts are made, most of the Big Four parts are made in Mexico, Canada, and Japan. There are some still made in Detroit, thank thank goodness, to Ford. But the rest of them have shipped a lot of them out. And I know Ford does have some plants down in Mexico too. But on almost all Toyotas, you can look on the inside of your door and you've got a build sheet list that tells you where your car was made. And on almost every Toyota, except for the Prius, the Celica, which I don't know if they're making anymore or not, and the Scions, and a few of the Lexuses like the FS and the LS 460s, those are made in Japan almost 100%. There's like 3% made in other places. Well, if you look it up on your Toyota, you'll look and it'll say 95, 97% made in the United States of West Virginia, and 4 or 5% and 2% in Mexico and Japan. And if you have a 2.4 four-cylinder motor in a Toyota or a 3.6 liter V6 motor in the Toyota, or the 4-speed electric overdrive transmission, they're all made in Buffalo, West by Guy, Virginia, about 30 miles past Vic. Yep. I mean, the 2.4 motors in the Sienna vans, in the Corolla, I don't know. They still put a 2.4 in the tacos, or are they all up to the 3.1s and stuff now? I can't remember. But all the Sienna van transmissions and Highlander transmissions are made in West Virginia, and I could be wrong. Oh, the 5.7 is too. Sweet. Okay. See, squishy stuff between my ears just got another wrinkle. I didn't know we made the V8s here too, Vic. That's cool. When did they get that contract? Recently? Man, we got 11 people in the house. Y'all rock.
Oh, cool.
Heck yeah. That's pretty much basically all that I did with this, except for I did upgrade to the transmitter and receiver, the radio link. I like it. Good transmitter. Receivers are small and fairly inexpensive. I know if you get just the 4-channel radio link receiver, it's a micro. It's a itty bitty. I mean, it's itty bitty. I was really surprised how small it was. And if you decase it, it's real little. Oh, okay.
No, 4 channels, you don't even case them. They're just in a heat shrink sleeve.
What's that?
The 4-channel radio link receivers,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even have a case. It's just a heat shrink sleeve on them.
Okay, so it's like those AB32s or whatever everybody's getting off Amazon for the brushless systems that are just the
board
card with the heat shrink over it. Okay.
I have a few lizard fear techs that just got the sleeve.
Right. Now, after I hot glue my stuff, there's a lot of times I'll take heat shrink and put it over there just to have the extra insulation on it, to keep it from arcing out or whatever, or getting damaged by my truck flopping over on stuff and stuff. Because, you can ask Vic. I drive my RC. Well, he don't know about my RC driving, but he has seen me on the hill in a 1-to-1, and if it don't go, it'll blow. You know what I mean?
Heard that.
I'm sort of like Kevin Talbot is with a 1-to-1, the way he is with his X-Max. It'll get her down.
I need to conformal coat mine because I want to go mudding.
Yeah, don't conformal coat it. Use hot glue.
Yeah.
Way better. Well, hey, Andy, be good, brother. Thank you for stopping in, man. I really do appreciate it. And 4:30 does come early.
Yeah.
Peace
Have
out,
a good one, Andy.
Thank you for stopping by, Andy. I appreciate it, brother.
Woo!
And yeah, big packs. Yeah, he seen me tear up some equipment, or at least seen the aftermath afterwards. Anyway, I was trying to see. I wanted to see the good comment. I missed one. Damn it, Bobby. I'm kidding. How long we been on here? Oh God, dog! I've been on here almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Gee,
Yep,
y'all supposed to be
244.
watching me today. Y'all ain't very good babysitters. You're fired, you two.
Okay. Well,
I never got hired, so why even try?
Well, I know, it is what it is. Oh, I got you.
what
I
was the
got you.
time limit we were
I
shooting?
hear you. That's pretty cool.
What was the time limit?
Yeah, Michelle says OG's nickname for her squirrel now. That was a good comment. I got you. I got you. Oh, shoot. Yeah, Michelle is she's from up there around Jim's way. She gets to go up there and check out the Rock Wolf course anytime she wants to. I got a daggone hitch a ride from Sleek in May. Go up there.
Boy.
Hey, that's awesome though, man. I love my RC mofo family. But I'd have never thunk, that holler at Sleek, hey man, you going up that way anytime? If you do, can I catch a ride? Never thunk. He was just like, hey, you're going. Okay.
Shit. Y'all are all a lot closer than I am, honestly, because I mean, I'm freaking 18 hours away at least.
And see,
19 hours
that's
away.
the thing. I was watching something on the YouTubes here yesterday, earlier today or last night, and it was about how every map that's ever been made is wrong. There's none of them that are actually proportional because you're taking and putting a three-dimensional object on a flat surface. Yeah, there's different maps that have it to where it'll fold in and this, that, and the other, and it comes around. But no matter what, unless you're looking at like the top of the world down, I think is the only way that it doesn't do it. But from the equator to the North Pole, the farther you get north, the more distorted the map is because of the way you're taking a flat, taking something round and making it flat. And I never thought that Colorado was that much farther to Michigan than it was from West Virginia to Michigan. Because you think they're just right there on the map. They look close. Well, they're not close. They're not close at all. I mean, and that's like, I thought Alex was way closer to them guys than I was. No, no.
No, I'm freaking 2 time zones behind y'all.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sydney's in Phoenix now, so you're all are in the same time zone. Yeah, Vic does have some badass trails he's been telling me about. I ain't got to check them out yet because whenever he was telling me about them, I didn't have a 1/10 crawler yet. I had F and G. I hadn't even got F and G yet. All I had was Turtleator, Speed Buggy, and PMAX. So I'm gonna have to get Rust Bucket and go down Vic's and try him places out because he was telling me he's got some badass courses over there. I've seen a few videos, but he said it didn't show it justice. Oh yeah, I guarantee it was. Heck, like I was telling these guys earlier, I waterproof all my trucks. I play submarine with my RC cars. They aren't just on landers. They like going to see SpongeBob and Patrick. It is what it is. At least they ain't going to Barney's house, that damn purple dinosaur.
All right.
Yeah, dude, I will. I'll have to get your Addy and stuff and have Hunter bring me out or something one day, or if you happen to come this way, I'll ride back with you and then have Mom or somebody pick me up because I still don't drive. Me in the state of West Virginia had that disagreement. They said I can't drive, and I said, "How in the hell you ain't never rode with me?" I laughed and laughed and laughed. I still went to jail.
Ah.
I didn't think it was as funny as I did.
Well,
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's one thing about West by God, Virginia. We've got plenty of places to drive tiny trucks. If you want to drive them fast, we got fast places. If you want to drive them on rocks, we can drive them on rocks. You want to take them and drop them down in a mud hole and play submarine, we got all kinds of mud. We got boats, we got rivers, creeks, everything. Run boats in, all that stuff. But yeah, he's got one thing about this state. It is lovely. It may be rural as damn hell, and you got to pump sunshine in sometimes just to be able to see yourself during the day. But it's a beautiful state. Now, I'm glad I've lived around here, but it's getting too cold for me. I'm needing to go toward warmer climates. It is. stuff I've done to myself and over the years and stuff, and then some ailments I picked up from down the line from the grandparental units. I just can't do the cold no more.
Yeah.
Well, you're close enough to a river, Vic, that we could get to the canal, but that's a big river to be trying to play submarine in. Well, I'll tell you what, Mini Stop, you go on my YouTube channel, and there's videos on there to show you how to waterproof. Have your dad help you. That way you don't you make sure you get everything covered, because I have to have people check my stuff a lot of times after I do it, because a lot of times I can't see that I've missed a spot. Like, yep, good thing I just, thank you, Mini Stock, for bringing that up. Good job. You do the same job your dad does. You just didn't know you needed to. Keep me in line. But, yep, like right there, there's a spot that's not waterproof. Make sure you go over and look, because, oh, yeah, boats, that's right. Yeah. 2 and 2 equals 4, Vic, you're right. Need a river to run boats on. Hey, unless you do a DIY airboat build like I have, and then you can run it in the creek.
Hey, you get enough snow, you can run your boats in the snow too.
Yeah, well, Eric Estep, he showed that you could do it. I can't believe he took that Traxxas boat out and did that with that day when that made that short. He was talking about doing it, and you know me, I'm gonna poke at him and get him to do it anyway. I said, "You ain't gonna do it." He said, "Yes, I am."
He was getting hundreds of views on that.
Dude, hundreds of thousands of views.
Oh shit.
Dude, he's got like 400,000 subscribers on TikTok. I'm not sure exactly on the numbers, but he's up there, and all he does is short. I don't think he's ever done a long form video at all.
Whoa.
And most of the reason that he gets as many, most of the stuff as he does is because of that little attitude, that little daggone kid of his. I mean, and he's got a great mind for doing shorts on YouTube. I mean, he's hilarious, and he comes up with some good stuff. You know, I mean, and he puts out 1 or 2 short videos a day, and I'm thinking he's 500,000, close to 500,000 on TikTok. I know now. Facebook and YouTube, I'm not sure, but I know he's up in the hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
And that's all he does is short, shorts and reels. 90 or minute to 15 second to 3 minute now, but content. And that's wild. And it's cool to be able to get into the community like that and be able to talk to people too, because I've been watching him on YouTube ever since he started, I think, because of that little girl, just that little smart ass, shit that she does in his videos and tells him where to go. It's awesome. And that's what I always liked. I just thought it was funny as hell. And then end up getting in that content creators group on Facebook, and I'll be damned, he's in there. I started thinking, I was like, wait a minute, I know this guy's face. So I went to his profile. I was like, oh shit, hell yeah. So I started messaging him and stuff, and we started talking, become pretty good friends. Yeah, it does. The shorts do. And the long form videos do as well. There's 2 different ways that the algorithm supposedly hits on the long form and on the shorts. And like I said, I'm an analog guy in the digital world. I know how algorithms work per se. Don't say that I can make them work, but or program them or anything, but I sort of understand the concept behind it. And it's just wild. That's like that. I've got that one video of PMAX just going up the side of this indoor course, going that vertical. It's 1,600 views in 4.5 hours.
Dang.
And I know that once you get up to 500 views pretty quickly, that the algorithm will put you into another category where you'll get 1,500. They'll send it out to 1,500 people instead of 500 people.
Oh.
And I think that's sort of why I got that sudden jump, is because I was right at the cusp of 500 to 700 views on a lot of my videos, on my short. And I got to that point where it threw me out to 1,000 more people than it normally did, and that's how I got all those views, because I haven't had anything since jump that quick. Matter of fact, I think the next highest video that I have only has like 900 and some views on it, and it's taken like 6 months to get those 900 some views. But there's a lot of them I've got that are in the 400 to 500 range.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. At least it's showing me that the content that I'm putting out is fairly level with what the algorithm wants. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
over and above. I'm not going viral, but I'm doing enough to where I'm getting enough views to keep adding people and to stroke the algorithm a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty cool. And I just need to quit being lazy and start editing and doing a lot more work to my videos than just putting run videos out there and doing live. Getting used to the editing software, I'm okay with, because I'd learned from y'all met Bopper. Well, you didn't, but a lot of people in the chat met Bopper the other day on the live. He's the DJ guy that I work with, and my brother from another mother. He's the reason that I've got the sound equipment that I do and some of the camera equipment that I have. But he was teaching me to run virtual DJ, so I could fill in if he ever needed me to, you know, medical reason or something. I could fill in and run the DJ booth if I needed to. I do live sound too, but I do it by ear. I don't have to have any computer programming knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can do that stuff by ear, and I know how all the cables and how, you know, all the amps and stuff work. But so that being said, I sort of learned how to do the I sort of learned how to do the editing through virtual DJ, which it's all the same stuff. Video and audio editing are the same thing through the software, because you're just doing the same thing. So you're just doing it with a video instead of doing it with an audio track. You can pull the audio out of the. Hey Jeff, what's going on, brother? Eminem in the house.
What's going on, Jeff?
It's basically it's the same thing. So that's how I'm learning to do the editing, video editing and stuff. And man, that first podcast that I did, I worked my ass off trying to edit that thing and do the you know, transitions and stuff. And I had a nice intro to the podcast and all this stuff ready. Went to load it up. Somehow I uploaded damn raw shit and didn't upload all the shit that I'd been working on. And I'd actually lost it. It took me about 2.5 hours to be able to recover it again. Thank God that whenever we recorded it on StreamYard, I recorded it to the computer too. I was smart enough to make sure that it went to the computer and not just to StreamYard, because StreamYard, it's free to live stream for a certain amount of time. But if you record something and then go to post it, you have to buy the program.
Ooh.
Now, Zoom is not like that. Zoom, you can record and then post it for free. So I'm learning, but that's what it was. I ended up losing part of that, or most of that footage. And I finally got it back and did all the editing and stuff, and then uploaded all the raw footage and none of the cool editing stuff. I mean, I had nice transitions in between stuff, you know, intro. I had my intro with the page logo or the channel logo and music and stuff. And had RC Dungeon stuff coming on his original intro and stuff. And it was awesome. But I lost it all and didn't load it up, and I've just been pissed off at myself ever since. So I haven't got much into the video editor again. But that's what I need to do. And I need to start doing some more build stuff and some other the stuff that got me the original viewers anyway, the redneck DIY stuff and you know, that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, Sabrina, be safe. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. And yeah, 3:45 is off early. What time is it anyway? Anybody?
10:31. I got
10:31. We've been on here. Hey, you know what? That's pretty good timing we've been on here for 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 39 seconds. So I think we're going to call it anyway, guys. Because I'm starting to get tired anyway from talking. What? Me? Tired from talking? But really, thanks everybody for stopping in. And sorry that Ian that I didn't get into the rustification stuff that I wanted to. I didn't time that part well enough. I wanted to have most of the primer off of this to show you how I was doing it. Because what I did all the rustification and all that stuff to it, and then I put the primer over it. That way, the primer is the last thing that's on there, so it's going to be the least amount of stuff left whenever I'm done, because I'm going to sand it all off, basically, and just leave the rust and all that. So that's what I said, Vic. Yeah, me tired of talking? What? See, he don't know me at all, does he, guys? He known me for years and years and years. Thanks for stopping in, by the way, Vic. That's awesome, man. And
if you still have some of that leaded fuel in your house, you might want to take a sip of it. You're not going to get tired.
that right there,
Firecracker.
it's stuff it put me to sleep probably right now. A little bit of squeezed corn. You just had to remind me of that, didn't you?
Heck, you've actually held on to that longer than I probably would have.
Woo! I think he mixed the lids up.
Well, all right, I'm signing out for the night. Good to be with y'all.
About 120. Woo! They got a bite to it, boys.
Whoa.
That's all I need.
All right, I'm about to sign out. I'm leaving for the night.
Hey, Ian.
All right, have a good one.
Hanging out with us. Be good, bub. Yeah, Vic, it is. I got this from I was at Mike Reveal and them's New Year's party, and some of his friends from down south came up, and old boy had him some pretty good apple pie shine, and I was talking to him. It was good, it was good apple pie shine, but I just don't like flavored corn liquor. I just don't. I've had bad experiences with it before and stuff, and I was talking to him about it. And he said, really? He said, you like straight corn liquor, do you? Yeah. He said, well, come over here to my table here in a minute. And he said, I want to show you something. I walked over and I figured he had 3 or 4 of them jars sitting there on the table. He said, here, try you one of this one. Well, first I shook it, proofed it, best I could. He said, what do you say it is without looking at the lid? I said, that nerve's about 150. I said, it just bubbles and quick, it's gone. I said, it don't last very long. Don't love, the bubbles don't just sit there and hold on. So there's not a lot of cut to it, basically. He said, yeah. He said, try this. I shook it up, and the bubbles lasted a little bit longer than what the first one did. And I said, that nerve's about 120. He said, your corn liquor, don't you, bud? I said, yeah, I learned all the information I can on things I like. And squeezed corn is one thing I like. Yeah. What are you doing? He's done turned into a retard too. I think he done got a drink. But yeah, it's pretty good. This come from the panhandle of Florida, right there around Tallahassee or somewhere, Vic. It's pretty good. Yeah, it hit pretty quick too. I don't drink anymore. And you can ask Vic, I used to drink daily and be able to put down some liquor, some alcohol. Not anymore. I'm always at home. I won't sit around and drink. That's the reason that right there's the first drink I've had out of that since January 1st. And he knows what he's doing. That's got a good flavor to it. There's something. Must be the wood he's using. I don't know. It's got a good taste to it, but it's a different taste. You know, you can tell whenever somebody's making cheap corn liquor, they run it through charcoal, you know, as a filter. And a lot of times that's how I can tell that it's a lesser quality corn liquor, is if it tastes like charcoal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this ain't charcoal taste. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get back a hold of him and see what the hell he's making. But, oh God, don't you talk about that T Wayne stuff. Oh, that early times, man. It'll put you into bed early, real time. That's what my cousin, one passed away. It's what he drank, son. That boy could drink it too. But now my grandfather's brothers and Terry's uncles used to make corn liquor back whenever they were young, you know, back in the 30s and 40s. And from what I've been told by them, they used to take our liquor to North Carolina and trade it for their liquor. They didn't sell it, they just traded it. So supposedly, whenever George Vincent Skidmore, my grandfather, passed away, he took the recipe to the grave with him because he was a good Christian feller and he wasn't going to let nobody have a. I don't doubt that, Vic. Supposedly, he took it to his grave with him because he wouldn't let nobody have the recipe to make corn liquor. And I've been told that Popcorn Sutton was involved in the trades of that liquor and stuff, and he really liked their liquor up here. So go on, go lay down now. But guys, I'm going to jump off here because apparently I don't get to do what the hell I want to anymore. My dog, he dictates what I do, and he's pretty adamant about me doing whatever the hell it is he's wanting me to do. So, guys, I thank y'all for stopping in and hanging out with us. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you do, please hit like, subscribe, hit the ding-a-lingy thingy. Don't hit my ding-a-lingy thingy, but hit the ding-a-lingy thingy. So that way you know if I'm going to be around or not. Hey, Mini Stock, you be good, buddy. And have your dad show you how to do that, make that thing waterproof. Well, see if he can give you at least the recipe, Vic. I mean, hopefully he's not like Papa and won't do it because he turned to the Lord. I mean, you know, I understand. And the thing is, y'all, the Bible doesn't say you ain't allowed to drink alcohol. It says don't be a drunken fool. It don't say nothing about consuming alcohol. It says don't be a drunken fool. So that means don't get drunk and act like I used to whenever I drink. Don't do that. Drink in moderation. Later, LG. Thanks for stopping in, man. Oh, yeah. See, I can do a Foster's. I can do a Foster's, LG, but I can't do those big heavy stout. I can't even drink Budweiser anymore, man. And that, you can ask Vic, that was my drink. I drank Budweiser. Didn't drink no blue can. I drank red, white label Budweiser. It's too heavy for me anymore. You know what I mean? I used to be able to eat a whole steak dinner, drink the whole time, and still drink as after. Now, if I eat a steak dinner, I'm gonna go lay down and go to bed. I ain't gonna drink. So I have to not drink or not eat whenever I drink. And I drink a Pilsner. I drink Miller High Life again. And it's a lighter, you know, a lighter beer. But that all said, thank y'all for coming in. If I don't see you before it rains, fuck you. And thanks really for stopping in. Hit the like, hit subscribe if y'all like any of the stuff that I have coming out there. Hey, well, that's right. Yeah. Bud Light is water. Now, here's the thing though. Natural Light, I can drink all day long, but Bud Light gives me a headache. And Natural Light is a less taste, less feeling, as the old Miller Lite commercial went. But yeah, Natural Light got me through high school. But I take a drink of Bud Light and I instantly get a headache. I don't know if it's because it's the man bun additive that the Bud Light has in it, or the chick additive that Bud Light has in it, or what. I don't know. It gives me a headache. I guess where I don't know. I can't think of nothing funny. So, guys, y'all be good. Keep them straight out there, and peace out, Girl Scout. Vic, holler at me, buddy. I'm right behind Brandon's X on fifth house on the left, brother. Y'all be good. And thanks for coming in. And like I said, the RC New Folks podcast, I hope will be out Saturday night or Sunday night if I can get everything arranged with Sliding Sideways, because he is our next interviewee. He's our next victim on the podcast. So I'll keep everybody informed, and I'll see y'all sometime on somebody's live or back on here. Thanks for coming. Y'all have a good one out there.
Everybody have a good night.